At this time, I'm going to ask for our secretary, Ms. Montalvan, to do a roll call. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. I'm doing the roll call at 6:02 p.m. Miss Amy Ming Tsai,
Good evening, present.
Mr. Craig Spencer,
Blessings to all, present.
Mr. Shamel Lawrence,
Present.
Ms. Kristie Angel, Ms. Kristie Angel, I'm having a hard time hearing you. I can't hear you at all. Okay. Ms. Kristie Montalvan, present. Mr. Angel Morales. Angel Morales,
Present.
Ms. Aisha Husband,
Present.
Ms. Celia Green, Celia Green, Ms. Joanne Jones,
Present.
Ms. Patricia Jewett, Ms. Patricia Jewett, Ms. Constance Asiadu,
Here.
and student member Lanaya Jennings. Okay, I have 9 members present and we do have quorum. If any members come in the interim, please just announce what the time they came in. Thank you.
Thank you. Please be advised at this time, I'm going to let the Spanish interpolation give instruction that we do have Spanish interpolation. So I see Miss Garcia, if you want to do it. Thank you. I can't hear you. You can mute yourself.
Thank you, sir. Hola, buenas tardes. And I apologize, I'm going to make this announcement in Spanish. Buenas tardes, esto es para nuestras personas que están atendiendo y desean escuchar la reunión en español. Si quiere oír la reunión en español, por favor, marque el teléfono 347-966-4114 e ingrese el código 627-306-247 numeral. Si desea mantenerse en este cuarto de Zoom, lo puede hacer. Le pedimos que por favor ponga en silencio su computadora y su teléfono. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, so let the meeting officially be, let the record show that we are in quorum. The meeting will start at 6:05 p.m. Ms. Angel, do you want to check your mic again? I saw you come back in. Okay, we're not hearing you. You sound like you're, yeah. We're not hearing you, so maybe log out and try coming back in. Thank you. All right, so first thing on the agenda tonight, I want to take a moment to recognize a moment of silence. I want to reflect on the incident that happened in Staten Island this week, where 2 teens was
Mr. Lawrence, you there?
yeah, somebody
Okay.
keep pushing the mute button. I'm gonna ask all council members to please monitor what you touch because you're pushing buttons that's muting me. I appreciate that. Thank you. Once again, I'm gonna ask Ms. Montalvan to speak to an incident that happened this week in Staten Island. Ms. Montalvan, you care to speak on that? The accident?
Yes, I just wanted to ask for a moment of silence due to the tragic deaths that happened to three seniors in Staten Island during a tragic car accident this week. We lost two Newdorp High School students and one Tottenville High School student.
Thank you. I'm gonna ask for a moment of silence for everybody, including all the homeless people that was fatally involved in these senseless acts by somebody in the park. So we're gonna ask for a moment of silence for everybody. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so the second thing on business tonight is the annual meeting, which we will at this time ask for a person. We have had somebody who volunteered, one of our council members, and his husband. Ms. Jewett, I see you. Ms. Green, let the record show at 6:08, they are both present. Ms. Montalvan? Okay, so we had Ms. Husband have gracefully volunteered to be our chair for the election. I'm gonna ask for a motion to accept her, followed by a roll call vote. So may I get a motion to have Ms. Husband as the chair for the annual meeting? Ms. Green, I see your hand. Okay, Ms. Green, you're not unmuting yourself, so I see Amy. Amy, go ahead.
I'll second Celia. I don't know if you want a motion.
Ms. Green, you should be able to unmute yourself now, your co-host.
Thank you. I wasn't able to do it before. And thank you, Amy, for seconding that. Yes, I was making a motion that our council member, Aisha Husbands, be the chair pro tem for our annual meeting for the citywide council for District 75.
All right, so it was properly moved by first Vice President Ms. Green, second by Council Member Ms. Tsai. Can I get the roll call?
Ms. Amy Ming Tsai,
Yes.
Mr. Craig Spencer,
Yes.
Mr. Shamel Lawrence,
Yes.
Ms. Christie Angel, did she say yes? I can't.
I don't know. She
Okay.
put in the chat, yes. She said
Okay.
yes.
Ms. Kristie Montalvan, yes. Mr. Angel Morales,
Yes.
Ms. Joanne Jones,
Yes.
Ms. Aisha Husbands,
Yes.
Celia Green, Celia,
Yes, I'm sorry, I had trouble again unmuting. Yes,
Patricia Jewett,
And on mute.
Ms. Jewett, we heard you say something.
Oh, yeah, now I can unmute. I had trouble unmuting myself. Yes.
and Ms. Constance Celia.
Yes.
Okay, with 11 votes for yes, the motion has passed.
Thank you. So at this time, I'm gonna turn it over to Ms. Husband at 6:11 to conduct the election. You have the script, Ms. Husband.
Thank you, Mr. Lawrence. And give me 1 second. Okay. To elect officers, we will vote upon each position before moving on to the next, so that any candidate not elected to an office can run for others. I will take nominations. Members can nominate themselves. If a member is nominated by another member, I will confirm that he or she accepts the nomination. Nominations do not need to be seconded. If a member is not present, but has submitted his or her nomination in writing to the AA or another member, he or she will be treated the same as any member who is present, including having a 2-minute statement read aloud by someone else. Each nominee will be allowed to make a speech up to 2 minutes. Following the candidates' presentations, we will conduct a roll call vote. All positions must be voted on if there is only one candidate. Where there are two or more candidates, each member must make a choice and vote for one or the other. Example, Jane Doe or Jane Smith are running for president. On the roll call, each member will vote for either John or Jane. The council must not vote first on John and then Jane. Members may abstain from voting. If no candidate receives at least 6 votes, we will vote by a show of hands on whether to do a second round or proceed to the elections for the next office. If a position remains unfilled over 2 or more rounds of voting, the incumbent will continue in the position. New elections for all unfulfilled positions must be put on the agenda of the following month's calendar meeting until all positions are filled. Is the procedure clear for all members? I didn't hear a no. So I'm gonna...
Yep, it's clear. It's clear for me.
Okay. First, we will elect the council president. Are there any nominations for the office of president?
Alicia, it should read president or co-president.
Okay. Are there any nominations for the office of president or co-president?
I shall nominate myself and Mr. Spencer.
Chair Husbands, I accept the nomination as co-president with Mr. Lawrence. Thank you.
Okay. Are there any other nominations?
I see Miss Angel have her hands up.
Miss Angel? Okay. Can you type it in the text, Miss Angel? We can't hear you.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Now?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to nominate Amy Ming, Tsai, and Celia Green.
Okay. Amy Ming Tsai, do you accept the nomination for president?
I accept.
Okay. And Ms. Celia Green, do you accept the nomination for president?
I accept.
Okay. Are there any other nominations for the office of president? Nomination for the office of president are now closed. I will now call each candidate in alphabetical order to make a statement of up to 2 minutes. The AA will be the timekeeper. After all candidates have spoken, we will proceed with a roll call vote. Who do we have? We have Mr. Spencer, Mr. Lawrence. Okay, Ms. Green, Ms. Celia Green, you have 2 minutes for a statement.
Okay, thank you. As some of you know, I have been a D75 parent since 1994. I have 4 sons that are on the spectrum. I have 2 that are not, who are Gen Ed. I have been on this council before from 2013 to 2017, and there was a lot of work done. I was the person that started the outreach committee. When I got here, we didn't have one. I also started the busing committee, and have been really always trying to help parents in D75 and navigate and get the best services for their children and the most appropriate placement possible. So I'm hoping to continue that effort, and I'm willing to work. I'm a team player, so I'm willing to work with as many council members as possible to make that happen. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Lawrence, you have 2 minutes.
Yes, so good evening. My work has speak for itself since I took this council on. I took this council from a place where there was not a lot of things. I have built relationship and also have brought many things to the table with all of you. I'm looking to continue the work that I have started. And hopefully, you'll make a decision and let me continue leading the council.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Spencer, you have 2 minutes.
Thank you, Chair Husbands. Greetings and blessings, everyone. I'm honored to be nominated as a co-president, and I'm honored to finish up the last year of my eligibility to lead parents to a better place. I've served on this council, finishing my 3rd term, going into my 6th year. And we're in a better place under that leadership with Co-President Lawrence. We've made leeways, and I think this council is better for our leadership. And I look forward to working with all of you, regardless of all of you, to lead this council into a better and a stronger place, bring in more parents, so that way we can leave it better the way we found it. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Tsai, you have 2 minutes.
Thank you, Councilmember Husband. Good evening. My name is Amy Tsai. I am honored to be nominated this evening to co-chair with Celia Green. It's an honor to be working with her for several years, as she was a former member of this council. She was a member of this council this previous year. I have been a member the last 2 terms, my 3rd term. I have been a chair of the busing for several years. Many of the community know that I support on how important transportation is for students with disability in District 75. Also making sure that there is accessibility in our school buildings, that all of our sites are accompanied with across the 5 boroughs. Wanted to make sure that language justice and cultural education and social, emotional, mental wellness for all students from early childhood to students that are exiting out the system. All of our students mostly stay in District 75 and integrate into, the academics and service of independence. So really honored to be in teamwork and community with everyone here, with the skills and experience that I do have. And I appreciate the future endeavor with all of the members here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Tsai. Now the roll call voting will begin. Ms. Montalvan, would you be able to do the roll call, please?
So just to be clear on the voting, the person I call on will state the candidate they're voting for.
We're voting first. We're voting for in alphabetical order. We're voting for Ms. Green first. So we're going in alphabetical order.
Oh, so is this yes or no voting?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
So Ms. Green,
Actually, if it's closed, you gotta vote on the close of the slate together.
I'm sorry, yeah.
So it has to be me and Amy, and then me and Mr. Spencer, and Mr. Spencer and Mr. Lawrence. Those are the two choices.
Okay, so that would be Mrs. Amy, Tsai, and Celia Green.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Montalvan, that's the first vote.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt
No,
the process.
Yeah,
You
that's
cannot
not how you do it.
process this way. Mr. Lawrence, you have to correct this. It has to be the candidates for president. If there are two codes, the two codes are Mr. Spencer and Mr. Lawrence, or Ms. Tsai and Ms. Green. That's how it goes, and we decide which person we're voting for. We are not voting separately for candidates. Doesn't work like that. Okay, I just said Miss Green, and we're voting first for Miss Green. We are not, and that's what I'm trying to explain to you. We are either voting for Miss Green and Miss Tsai, or Mr. Lawrence or Mr. Spencer. All the candidates have to be up and presented for this vote. Not in, okay? Thank you. Okay, so I said we're voting. You want to do Mr. Spencer and Mr. Lawrence first? We can do Mr. Spencer and Mr. Lawrence first.
No, Miss.
You're still not understanding the process.
We gotta do it on a slate. So, Ms. Baltimore, the way you're gonna word this is, it's two slates for co-presidents. So we have Amy and Miss Green and Mr. Spencer and myself. So that's the way we gotta do it. It's one vote for everybody, all the names, one time.
So people are stating the name of their choice, correct?
No.
Yes
They gotta pick two names because we run it as team. So it's either Amy, Miss Green,
stating the two names.
or myself, Mr. Spencer. Yes.
Okay, can I start the vote now? Can I start the vote now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Does everyone understand? Okay, so when I call your name, please state your choice. The first choice is either Mr. Craig Spencer and Mr. Shamel Lawrence, that's one choice, or your second choice is Miss Amy Ming Tsai and Miss Celia Green. Please state both names of the two co-presidents that you're voting for when I call your name. Okay, and we're going to start with Miss Amy Ming Tsai.
Myself and Miss Green.
Mr. Craig Spencer,
Mr. Lawrence and myself.
Mr. Shamel Lawrence,
Myself and Mr. Spencer.
Miss Kristie Angel,
Amy Ming Tsai and Celia Green.
Miss Kristie Montalvan, I abstain. Mr. Angel Morales,
Amy Ming Tsai and Celia Green.
Ms. Joanne Jones,
Amy Ming Tsai and Cecilia Green.
Miss Aisha Husbands,
Amy Ming Tsai and Celia Green.
right. Miss Celia Green,
Amy Ming Tsai and myself.
Miss Patricia Jewett,
Celia Green and Amy Ming Tsai.
okay, and Miss Constance Asiadu.
Abstain.
Okay, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 votes for Amy and Celia. So they are the new co-presidents.
Thank you, Ms. Montalvan. Thank you, Ms. Tsai. Thank you, council.
Congratulations to Miss Amy Ming Tsai and Celia Green. They have been elected to serve. Sorry, 1 second. They have been elected to serve as co-presidents for 2022, 2023.
Thank you to Ms. Green and Ms. Husbands for pro term. And thank you for council. It's an honor.
Okay. Would you, as president, as co-presidents, would you like to continue? Would you like me to continue, or would you like to continue the voting?
If you wouldn't mind, if you continue.
Okay.
Great.
Okay. No problem. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. Are there any nominations for the office of vice president?
Ms. Husbands, my hand is up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't sure if you could see it or anything.
No, okay, I'm sorry. Ms. Celia Green?
But I would like to nominate Ms. Patricia Jewett for the office of vice president.
Okay. Ms. Jewett, do you accept the nomination for the office of?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are there any other nominations for the office of vice president? Okay, I do not see any other hands. Ms. Jewett, give me 1 second, I'm sorry. Where's my thing? Okay, the nominations for the office of vice president are now closed. The nominee is Patricia Jewett. Ms. Montalvan.
Okay, I'm starting the roll call vote for Patricia Jewett for vice president. And this, since there's only one candidate, this will be a yes or no vote. Ming Tsai?
I apologize. Can you repeat them?
This is a yes or no vote since there's only one candidate and we are voting for Patricia Jewett for vice president.
Yes.
Mr. Craig Spencer,
I abstain.
Mr. Shamel Lawrence,
Yes.
Ms. Kristie Angel,
Yes.
Ms. Kristie Montalvan, yes. Mr. Angel Morales,
Yes.
Ms. Joanne Jones,
Yes.
Ms. Aisha Husbands,
Yes.
Ms. Celia Green,
Yes.
Ms. Patricia Jewett,
Yes.
and Ms. Constance Asiade.
Yes.
I have 10 votes for yes. Congratulations, Ms. Jewett. You are the new vice president.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your support. I will do the best I can for all of our children.
Thank you, Ms. Jewett. Are there any nominations for treasurer?
I nominate myself for treasurer. Kristie Angel.
Okay. Are there any other nominations for treasurer? Okay, I see no hands. The nominations are now closed. Ms. Kristie Montalvan, can you do the roll call, please?
Okay, again, this is a yes or no vote as there's only one candidate, and this is a vote for Kristie Angel for treasurer. Ms. Amy Meng Tsai? Yes. I'm sorry, can you repeat that? It was unclear.
Yes.
Mr. Craig Spencer?
Yes.
Mr. Shamel Lawrence?
Yes.
Ms. Kristie Angel?
Yes.
Ms. Kristie Montalvan? Yes. Mr. Angel Morales?
Yes.
Ms. Joanne Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Aisha Husbands?
Yes.
Celia Green?
Yes.
Ms. Patricia Jewett?
Yes.
And Ms. Constance Cecilia.
Yes.
With 11 votes for yes, congratulations, Ms. Angel, you are the new treasurer.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Now, are there any nominations for secretary?
Oh yeah, Christy M, you do a great job.
I accept.
Do you accept the nomination, Ms. Montalvan?
Yes, I accept.
Okay.
Ah,
Okay. Are there any other nominations for the office of secretary? Okay. The nominations are now closed. Ms. Montalvan, can you do a roll call, please?
Okay, again, this is a yes or no vote. We are voting on one candidate, Ms. Kristie Montalvan for recording secretary. Ms. Amy Meng Tsai,
Yes.
Mr. Craig Spencer,
Yes.
Mr. Shamel Lawrence,
Yes.
Ms. Kristie Angel,
Yes.
Ms. Kristie Montalvan, yes. Mr. Angel Morales,
Yes.
Ms. Joanne Jones,
Yes.
Ms. Aisha Husbands,
Yes.
Celia Green,
Yes.
Ms. Patricia Jewett,
yes.
and Ms. Constance Cecilia.
Yes.
Okay, with 11 votes for yes, Kristie Montalvan is the new recording secretary. Thank you, everyone. I'm happy to serve you.
Thank you all for that. The elections have now been completed and the annual meeting, the voting portion of the annual meeting is now adjourned. I turn it over to the new co-presidents, Amy Ming Tsai and Celia Green.
Thank you, Ms. Husbands. Okay, so we're officially going to open the business meeting. And there is no public comment during business meetings. Amy, do you want to open the meeting?
Sure. Call to order and roll call. Our new recording secretary, Ms. Kristie Montalvan, can you please roll call?
Sorry, can you just adjourn? Did we adjourn the annual meeting? Because I need the time for the adjournment.
I did.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Not properly adjourned. Thank you.
Okay.
At
Motion to adjourn.
6:37.
Well, I was reading the script. Second. Can you hear me, Ms. Montalvan?
Yes, so the annual meeting was adjourned at 6:37 PM by Ms. Jewett and seconded by Aisha. Got it. Thank you. Okay. Would you like me to do the business roll call now?
Yes, I'd like to call this meeting to order, the business meeting for the Citywide Council for District 75 at 6:37 PM. Ms. Montalvan, can you please do a roll call?
Miss Amy Ming Tsai,
Present.
Mr. Craig Spencer,
Present.
Mr. Shamel Lawrence,
Present.
Miss Kristie Angel,
Present.
Miss Kristie Montalvan, present, Mr. Angel Morales,
Present.
Ms. Aisha Husbands,
Present.
Miss Celia Green,
Present.
Ms. Joanne Jones,
Present.
Mr. Jewett,
Present.
Celia,
Here.
student member Lanaya Jennings.
Ms. Montalvan,
Yes.
when it goes to June 30th, the student members don't carry over.
Oh, okay. I will remove her from the list then. Okay, we have 11 members present and we have quorum. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Montalvan. All right, so Amy, I'm gonna let you go ahead and start business agenda.
Sure. Before we do that, can we assign a timekeeper?
Sure.
Let's go ahead. Miss Joanne Jones, are you available to
Sure,
timekeeper?
sure, new co-president.
I just want to make sure that all the members have their agenda for this evening. It was sent over by the administrative assistant this evening. Is there any members that do not have the agenda for both the calendar, the business and calendar? Okay, I don't see no hands or anybody say anything. I guess we can move forward. I'm assuming everyone has the agenda. We would like to motion for the adopt the agenda for this evening for the business meeting. Is there anyone who wants to comment on the agenda before we move forward to adopt the agenda? Does everyone hear me? Just want to make sure.
Oh, I'm
Ms.
sorry. Yes,
Co-President?
we are hearing you, Amy. I'm sorry.
Okay. Anybody would like to have comment on the agenda that we need to adopt for tonight?
No.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any hands.
Okay, so would any member like to make a motion to adopt the agenda for this business meeting? Ms. Co-President Green, do we want to just have members raise their hand when they're making a motion in a second?
Yeah, they could.
Okay.
Ms.
Apologies.
Angel, go ahead. I recognize your hand.
I move to adopt the agenda.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. So it was moved by Miss Kristie Angel and it was seconded by Miss Patricia Jewett.
Secretary, Ms. Montalvan, may you please take the roll call?
Okay. We are voting to adopt tonight's agenda. Ms. Amy Ming Tsai,
Yes.
Mr. Craig Spencer,
Yes.
Mr. Shamel Lawrence,
Yes.
Ms. Kristie Angel,
Yes.
Ms. Kristie Montalvan, yes. Mr. Angel Morales,
Yes.
Ms. Joanne Jones,
Yes.
Ms. Aisha Husbands,
Yes.
Ms. Celia Green,
Yes.
Ms. Patricia Jewett,
Yes.
and Ms. Constance Asiadu.
Abstain.
Okay, we have 10 votes for yes and 1 abstention. The motion has passed to adopt the agenda.
Thank you, Secretary Ms. Montalvan. We will begin with unfinished business meeting of the agenda. We will start with the review of outstanding minutes. I'm not sure what minutes we have or that shared. I'd like to refer to our former co-presidents, Mr. Lawrence and Mr. Spencer.
Everything should be sent into the minutes. So you have to refer to the minutes, what outstanding.
Ms. Co-President, Ms. Green, I'm not aware of any what minutes, so want to refer to you.
Okay, I'm sorry, Mr. Lawrence, what did you say?
I said you have to review to the minutes, whatever Mr. Spencer shared prior, that's whatever is outstanding. It was a vote done. So it should be in the file that was shared.
A second. All right, I'm not seeing that right now, so,
Ms. Co-President Green, I think that we should table this for the meeting minutes that need to be reviewed before the next meeting, which will be in August.
so can we get a motion to table the minutes, the outstanding minutes, August 2022 meeting? Husbands, is that you
Yes.
motioning?
Yes, I motion to table the minutes for this meeting until the next meeting in August.
Thank you, Ms. Husbands.
Yep.
Is anyone going to second that, please?
I can't raise my hand, but I do want to say we need to correct the wording to say postpone. If we table it, we have to pick it back up in the same meeting.
Okay, so are you okay with that, Ms. Husbands, to correct it to say postpone?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Angel. Ms. Angel, are you seconding that?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Angel. Okay, thank you for bearing with us. We already did a timekeeper. I am gonna go with what Mr. Lawrence had so kindly put on the agenda. A moment of silence for all those who have lost loved ones this year, and to be in empathy and sympathy with them and their struggles. So I'm asking for a moment of silence. All right, thank you, everyone. We're going to continue And we're going to review the council activities for years end 2021, 2022. And Ms. Jones, we have 5 minutes on the agenda. So first and foremost, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Montalvan. I see your hand. I recognize your hand.
Sorry, just because I'm documenting this. I know you made the motion to postpone the minutes, but there was no voting on it. You don't have to do a roll call vote, but we have to do some sort of vote to close out that
Okay,
motion.
no problem. Thank you. So council members, the motion to postpone was made by Ms. Aisha Husbands, and it was seconded by Ms. Kristie Angel. Are all in favor? Is there anyone? Let me start with this. Is there anyone opposed, or is there anyone abstaining to this motion? Hearing and seeing no abstentions, and no opposition, the motion passes. And thank you for the reminder, Ms. Montalvan.
Co-president Ms. Green, I would defer to our former chair of the Committee on Outreach, who has done the council's activities for the end of the year 2021 and 2022. Will that be okay?
That's perfect. Go ahead.
Thank you. Councilmember Ms. Angel, may you please refer to the 4 items: award dinner on June 17th, the family fun day, end of the year celebration for June 25th, and the annual report, and any other items for noble outstandings for outreach. Thank you.
Sure, thank you. I am sharing on my computer. Can you guys see the document on my computer? On this. Okay, so I'll walk through it briefly to keep time. The committee members were myself, co-chair was Amy Ming Tsai, Kayla Gopal, Tia Jackson, and Rebecca Wright. This is a progress report for the end of the year dinner and the CCD75 Family Day post-event. So for the end of the year awards dinner, the event was a success. We reached our goal of acknowledging the advocacy and stellar work of the nominees. The purpose of the end of the year awards dinner is to award parents, teachers, parent coordinators, and principals for their stellar advocacy and work for and with our students in the District 75 school community. Superintendent Louis Sant assisted by providing recipients and nominees for the Parent Coordinators and Principals Award, and remaining awards were given through submission through our survey. There were 50 awards created, those who were able to show. It was a great event. We were very, very happy to have you. We do still have a process of sending out the certificates of those who were not present, so that will go out, and we will be reaching out to those of you who were not able to participate. We did have 5 volunteers who assisted with setup, and we love you to death. Thank you for it. Amy Ming Tsai, Kristie Montalvan, Patricia Jewett, Sasha English, and Celia Green's son. I'm sorry I'm missing his name, but he was amazing and very, very helpful. And thank you to all of the people who helped break down the event at the end. We do need the pictures from any members who have not submitted them so that we can update social media and our web. And for the caterer that was used, just to have it on record, it was Chef Susan's Kitchen. Additional comments and suggestions, basically special thanks for everyone who helped break down the event from the district and from just the regular volunteers. We really sincerely appreciate you. And sincere appreciation to Principal Jason Alban from 369K. He went over and beyond for the Outreach Committee, and we sincerely appreciate all of his efforts and energy in making the event a success.
Christy, I hate to interrupt, but he's the assistant principal.
Oh, assistant principal. Sorry
he's
for
the
that.
Assistant. Just don't want the principal to get mad.
He's amazing. Needs to say.
Oh, he's
Thank you for
amazing,
correcting me,
but he's the assistant principal.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Celia. So for our family day, we did work with TCAC, Adapt, SNAC, NYSID, Project Happy, where they specialize with ASD students, and Rolling Fury. The event went relatively well. Unfortunately, there was a heat wave on Saturday the 25th, and it made a few things difficult. So setup and logistics needed to change the day of to provide shade and comfort for our vendors and our eating area. The council did give out 200 meals to the public. We had sign-in sheets, distribution. We gave out backpacks to the children, a lot of different information, a lot of pictures that we do need from all of the different members so that we can update social media. The children and the parents really enjoyed themselves in the arts and crafts, and we had a blast at the park. Comments and suggestions. I think it would behoove us at some point to order tents or canopies in case of extreme heat that we experienced with the end of the year event. The committee should scout earlier in advance for places and boroughs to have the event. Parks and recreation locations would need to be selected and set before the end of the year. So somewhere between August and October, they do open up the list for people to go ahead and do the submissions. The borough of Manhattan came up with a few issues regarding cleaning bond. There were major restrictions and limits. So we definitely want to probably branch out beyond that. And we want to make sure that we get our permits submitted within a timely manner. And I, as a suggestion from the committee, the event should definitely take place prior to June to avoid end of year timing conflicts, and an expansion of our mailing list will assist us in reaching parents with the different updates and events that we do have with outreach. The secondary portion, I do not currently have it in front of me. Would anyone be able to go to the file share on CCD75 to pull up the annual report? In the interim, I can speak toward it. We did have Dr. Burton submit the final edited version for submission. I'm sorry, I do see Mr. Lawrence. I can answer you really quickly if you have a question.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that end of the year report a couple of things. I want to give a shout out to the poet who did a nice poem. And I also want to put in there to recognize what I did that day to get all that stuff and pick it up. And also to my wife for creating over 200 goodie bags to this event. So thank you for those who was not mentioned into the report.
Oh, wait, please blame my mind, not my heart. Mr. Lawrence, definitely, he came in the clutch when it came to working with the vendors, when it came to setting up the tables. He literally did major work. He got our snack bags for the children together. Thank you so much for the partnership that you gave in that, because you really did go over and beyond. Please forgive me for missing that. And Mr. Spencer as well, thank you so much for setting up and breaking down and just being a great part of what we did. As well, Ms. Jewett, you and your daughters, that you guys held down the food section and you made sure everyone had what they needed, even with cleanup and the sign-up sheets and everything. Miss Constance, Celia, thank you for doing the sign-in. Christi, thank you for running point everywhere around the council. Absolutely, you are correct, Mr. Lawrence. Different members did show up and show out for our council for these two events, and I do greatly thank you, and please forgive me for being remiss. With the annual report, it was submitted, it is finalized. At this point, all members should be able to have looked over the document. The edits that were just recently given were more grammar, spelling of names that might have had red lines under it that didn't come through during the PDF, et cetera. We do need to move forward at some point to decide if we want to adopt it and to where we want to distribute it. Is anyone able to pull up the document from the file share?
Yes, Co-President Ms. Green, would you want to spend another 5 minutes just in synopsis of the annual report that Ms. Councilmember Angel has just detailed? I can pull it up.
Totally okay.
Definitely.
With
Definitely. So
okay.
Ms. Jones, if you can add another 5 minutes to the sector, please.
Sure, no problem.
Thank you.
Are you able to see it, everyone?
I can.
Yes,
we
we
can
are.
just do a quick scroll down it. So basically, it shows that it's for District 75. It speaks to our leadership. It lists all of the leadership offices and names and contact information. There's a message from our co-presidents that introduces the documents. And then we have our table of contents, which basically would tell you everything that you would see within the document, the rigorous instructions, busing questionnaires, education data that we were able to receive, our glows, our grows, and the things that our district has done well, and the things that we as a council have submitted to try to work as a team to create things to be a little bit better in the spaces where it might be deemed necessary. So these are the items basically that are in the report. The report does have some links to different items in the report because of the links. I think it's about 50, how many pages? It's a little, it's, okay, 36, okay, maybe 42 is what I was thinking. Okay, so we have a 36-page document. You can keep scrolling. I just want to make sure people get to put eyes on it. This document is on CCD75.com file-share. I'll put up a link to that into the chat momentarily. If someone could do that for me now, that would be very great. So we have our mission statement, history, our data, our surveys, information that parents may not know that's provided within the district, the programs that are offered, who to reach out to, information from us. And we do have also end of the year reports from our different committees that were able to submit documents. So the next step that we would have to do if everyone has reviewed the document enough to their satisfaction would be to adopt the annual report and then decide where we would like to submit it to. We do have a working list, but we would love more additions to the list to widely expand the reach of the document. And that is it. Do we have any questions? If not, I will turn the floor back over to the chairperson.
I am not, thank you, Ms. Angel, but I am not seeing any hands right now of council members. Okay, and Ms. Ming Tsai just put a link in the chat for those of you who are interested.
Perfect, thank you so much.
But thank you. Thank you for the report, Councilmember Angel. All right, so next we're going on to continued council consideration to produce a resolution supporting elimination of pay parity for PTs and OTs. I'm going to ask Mr. Spencer to speak about that because that is his initiative.
Thank you, Co-President Green. Can you hear me, council members?
Yes, we can.
Thank you so much. I asked for the council's indulgence. I'm still reaching out to a couple of PTs to back this up. Councilman, Co-President Green and Co-President Tsai, if you can, I'll keep in contact with you in terms of putting this back on the agenda until I have something more substantial. I don't want to waste the council's time. So that's my position on it at this point. When I have something substantial, I'll give it to you on this particular subject.
Thank you, Councilmember Spencer.
Are we postponing this item to the next meeting, or is just a future conversation?
It's a future conversation at this point, Co-President Tsai. I don't want to say I need more time. So I'll keep in contact as leaders of this council. I want to make sure that I clear with you ladies, and then it'll be put back on the agenda as you see fit.
Thank you, Councilmember Spencer. I just wanted to advise all members, if you have materials that you're thinking of putting on the agenda, if there's materials that could be beneficial to the council in reviewing, can you please send it in advance before the item on the agenda? Celia, do you want to go to the next one?
Yeah, actually, I think the next one should, in light of circumstances, because our AA is, leaving us soon after years of service, and I think that should be possibly postponed until the next meeting. Because currently we still do have an AA.
That's fine, Celia.
So can I get a motion to postpone the council consideration for proposed dates to access the AA roles and responsibilities until the August 22? Go ahead, Councilmember Angel.
I move to postpone the AA responsibilities discussion until the August 10th meeting.
Thank you, Councilmember Angel. So it's moved by Councilmember Angel. Can I get a second?
I second.
Thank you, Councilmember Jones. Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Angel and seconded by Councilmember Jones. Is there any opposition or is there any abstentions to this motion? Anyone abstaining to this motion? Hearing and seeing none, the motion passes. Next, we go to Councilmember Spencer's review of the proposed dates for our public meetings, calendar and business. Go ahead, Councilmember Spencer.
How much time should I have on this, please?
For the dates, 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Jones.
Thank you, Co-President Green. So I am going to share my screen. One moment, please. Just want to bring to the council's attention that I brought it up at our last meeting on June 15th regarding proposed dates for the upcoming school year. I want to bring to all of your attention that we are scheduled through August 10th next month in terms of a set meeting. But these are dates that I had proposed to the council. I shared with the council. Did anybody on the council not get this email? I think I sent it out the 15th or the 16th of June. I'm sharing my screen, so I don't see any hands. If you guys, well, you know what I'll do is I'll re-email it. I'll find it, re-email it after the meeting or during the meeting, but everybody sees it on my screen. I don't think any of our council members are on a phone. I guess for the record, I'll say it so that way, because this is being recorded. My proposal is that on September 14th 2022 would be our business meeting. September 28th, 2022 would be our calendar meeting. October 12th, 2022 would be our business meeting. October 26th, 2022 would be our calendar meeting. Let me preface it like anything that's not a joint meeting will be 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Per our bylaws. Next proposed date is November 9th, 2022 for business, and November 30th, 2022 for our calendar. So that way we don't get bunched up in November like we did last November. Next meeting will be a joint, which would start from we'll go from 6 to 9 p.m. And have that December 14th, 2022. Going into 2023, I propose January 4th and January 18th to be the business and calendar dates. February 8th, 2023 to be a joint meeting because the winter break is 2 weeks after that. March 1st and March 15th, 2023 to be the business and calendar. April 19th, 2023 to be a joint because Passover, to keep in mind Passover and Easter and Ramadan. May 3rd, 2023 and May 17th, 2023 for the calendar, business and calendar dates. And break up June, which would be a year and term end. Make our business meeting on June 7th and our calendar and celebration be on the 21st of June 2023. I think last meeting there was a conflict that one of our council members, I'm sorry I forget your name, I think there may be a parent-teacher conflict on the 9th of November. So I just want to mention that because I know that was mentioned at our last meeting. So these are the dates, Co-President Green and Tsai, that I propose to the council. I'm going to stop sharing. Well, actually, you let me know when I should stop sharing the screen. I just want to bring it up to discuss if that's how you see fit.
Okay, I leave it up for a moment. I think that 6/21 may be a little late in the term, only because I think that's gonna run into graduations. And you run into those last 2 weeks of June. Tend to be graduation time, but we can always discuss that. So does anyone have any comments or any suggestions based on the dates that are proposed by Council Member Spencer?
President Green, I just wanted to add that I know from this document, Mr. Spencer had said that the council had approved for our August meeting to be a joint meeting for business calendar. I'm sorry, I don't have the date. Do you know what date? I think it was the 10th.
August 10th.
Are we sticking with the same joint meeting, or is it approved by the council? Okay.
Yeah, and that makes sense, because for the summer you don't want, and especially when there's a strong chance that we're going to be doing a lot more hybrid meetings, a lot more in-person kind of meetings. Yeah.
Okay, and then the second one was, did we want to keep, since we are going some sort of by our bylaws, our joint meetings are 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and our individual meetings by itself, business and calendar meetings are 6:30 to 9 p.m. Are we sticking with that for this new year?
So far, we can definitely discuss it. We can bring it up. Actually, this is time to discuss it, really. But before you continue, Councilmember Tsai, I want to let Miss Angel, but I asked if anyone had comments. She got her hand up. So go ahead, Miss Angel. I recognize your hand.
Thank you. I wanted to note that the June end of term celebration, we might want to put TBD on that simply because of the situation of how our last family day went. There were a lot of events happening at the same time. So we may want to put a little bit of thought into what time frame we really want to put that in, so it's not clashing with so many different things. Graduation, end of year from, different spaces.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm sorry, Co-President Tsai and Green.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I checked my notes. So Kristie Montalvan mentioned that there may be a parent-teacher conflict on the November 9th date. She mentioned that at our last meeting on the 15th of June, June 15th. So just I'll just want to correct that.
All right, so the November 9th date, maybe the following, we'll figure out what day instead, so it doesn't conflict with parents. We'll definitely
President Green, so that would be the 16th of November.
All right, I'll still check it against the calendar to see the school calendar to see if this.
Right.
Ms. Sidhu, please go ahead, Councilmember.
Yeah, I just have a question for Mr. Spencer. In October, I understand that our business meeting is moved to the 12th because of Yom Kippur. Why is the calendar meeting moved and not in its normal 3 weeks into the third Wednesday into the month?
The way I saw it is and of course, this is just my proposal. It's not something that's official.
No. I just want to understand why you propose that.
Because we would have to move away from Yom Kippur. I figured to give it the 2 weeks. I thought that the council may want to consider that because we're moving the business meeting 1 week later. That was just my thinking. That's all. If the council chooses not to do so, that's that's the only reason why.
Right. Thank you for the explanation, Mr. Spencer. I just wanted to know the reason. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Sidhu.
Are there any other adjustments that anyone would like to make to these dates? Miss Angel, you have your hand up. Is that from before or?
From before.
All right. Does anyone else have any adjustments they'd like to make to these dates besides the one that we mentioned on 6/21 and the one on 11/9?
The one last comment I wanted to make, Co-President Green, is just hopefully the council could vote on this as soon as possible. Just keeping in mind, council members like Ms. Husbands and myself, we'd have to put in time to take off of work. So the sooner the council can decide on these, the better for us to reserve. So just want to put that out there as
No,
well.
I agree with you totally. Not just that, we need time because like I said, we're going to be doing hybrid, we need permits. And permits do take time as well. So I agree with you 100%. That's why I'm asking now if anyone wants to do any adjustments to any dates other than 6/21, which we'll discuss changing, and 11/9, which we'll also discuss. Okay, I'm not seeing any hands. So,
All right, so
can I get, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Spencer.
No, I'm sorry. I stepped on your toes. Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead. I was gonna
No.
say, I'd like a motion to accept these dates with the two exceptions of 11/9/2022 and 6/21/23. They'll be up for rediscussion as to what dates, but to accept the rest of the proposed dates as is. Can I get a motion from a council member for that?
I motion to accept these dates that I presented as dates for the council to meet in the 2022-2023 season, with the exception of November 9th and November 9th, 2022 and June 21st, 2023, which will be discussed at a later time.
Okay, who will second that? Will any council member second that motion?
I'll second. Sorry.
Thank you. I think that was that you, Ms. Montalvan?
Yes, that was me.
Okay. All right, so it was moved by Mr. Spencer and seconded by Ms. Montalvan. All right, is there any opposition to this motion? And is there any abstention? Are there any abstentions? I'm not seeing any. Oh, therefore, the motion is passed. Thank you, Councilmember Spencer,
Thank you
for taking the
Co-President
time
Green.
and working on this, and just for working on behalf of the parents and families. It's decent.
It's my pleasure, Co-President Green and Co-President Tsai and council members. Thank you for your support.
Okay, so now we're down to the review of the proposed immediate and necessary bylaw changes. Beginning with a review of Article 10, changes to the grievance and codes of conduct protocols.
Celia, I think that's Constance, who's the bylaw chair of the committee, I believe.
I know. So,
Okay.
Councilmember Celia, do you want to start? sharing the information in regard to the changes that were worked on in the bylaws committee?
Hello?
Hi, go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. What was going on? I lost connection for a bit. I
Oh,
didn't
I'm
hear.
sorry. We're
I
up
heard you
to,
say proposed and then nothing came in until just now.
all right, we're up to the council review of the proposed immediate and necessary bylaw changes. Specifically the changes to Article 10.
Which you have, Miss Green. Do you have it to share with the members?
Gotta look for it now. Give me a second. One second. I'm not actually finding that. I'm finding the other one.
Miss Green,
Yes.
since I'm not able to share anything at this moment.
Mhm.
Okay. Can we
Come back to that table?
postpone the item unless you are going to be able to search it out? Because I'm not able to do that at this current moment.
Yeah, I am definitely not able to search that one out, but I
Yeah.
did find the other item that was worked on as well. The resolution to adopt the procedures for the use of the video conferencing.
Right.
So,
Can we postpone this item to the next meeting unless it's found during the course of this and sent to the members for review? And still then, since the meeting is in progress, no one would have time to review it.
okay.
To vote
So
on.
you're making a motion?
I motion to, yes, postpone the item of Article 10, review of the bylaws, the revised.
You muted yourself, Constance.
I didn't mute me, but it's all right. I make a motion to postpone the review of the revised Article 10 in the council's bylaws to the next business meeting to review it and then the vote in the calendar, since the next we can actually do both. Review it? No. I make a motion to postpone the review of it to the next meeting in August.
Okay.
This is a joint meeting. Thank you.
All right. Can I get someone to second that, please?
I second it, Ms. Husbands.
Thank you, Ms. Husbands. Okay, it has been moved by Ms. Constance Estudio, Councilmember Constance Estudio, that we postpone the review of Article 10 bylaws until the next meeting in August. And it was seconded by Ms. Aisha Husbands. Now I'm going to ask, is there any abstention? Are there any abstentions? And is there any opposition to this motion?
Co-President Green, I abstain.
Okay. One abstention from Councilmember Spencer. Okay, seeing no other, the motion passes.
Celia,
Okay.
do you want me to move to the next item?
1 second, I think we only have one item left.
No.
No, actually, yes, move to the next item, because that is you, sorry.
Are we, I'm sorry, I'm so
Go ahead.
lost too.
Go ahead.
Are we speaking of the hybrid meeting? The resolution, the amendment?
Okay. Yes, we can move to the next item. Mhm.
Okay. New parameters regarding meeting, hosting public hybrid meetings in compliance with OML, open meetings law. Again, is that shared with council and the bylaws committee?
Yeah, the bylaws committee did share. Not actually, the bylaws committee didn't share it. Miss
Sorry.
Angel, Kristie Angel shared it. It wasn't shared by bylaws committee. It was shared, you know, it was looked at by the bylaws committee, but it was shared by Miss Angel. Okay, so Miss Angel, can you screen share at this point? Oh, I'm sorry, Constance, you had your hand up.
Yes, I just want to say I did not receive the finalized document. I don't have it. So,
I will apologize to the council for not sending it via email, but I did give everyone the link this morning with any additional items that were posted to the website for outreach.
okay, I'm sorry, Miss Angel. Sorry, Miss Angel. I don't understand the word you're saying. There's something with this system here. Could you just repeat what you're saying? Because I didn't understand you.
Yes. And my apologies for not getting the opportunity to send it out via email. I did send it out to council members via the link to the website with all of the different documents that we are reviewing today, but my apologies for not forwarding it via email.
I'm sorry, the link to the website, how did you send that out? You emailed it? Because I don't have an email.
Yes,
Okay.
it wasn't via email.
Okay.
Via text to the council.
That's not helpful to me. Okay, thank you for letting me know where it is.
Correct, which is why I apologize for not sending it out via email, which I did actually send the document out a few times to you guys, but we went through it on the 28th with the edits. But yes, you are correct in that space.
Okay.
Sorry, Celia. Can council member Angel, we had a town hall about public hearing, a public hearing this past Monday on the 11th for this resolution. Can you just give a feedback of what the public hearing was in regards to the resolution?
For me, I'm sorry, I
yes.
had noise in the background. Yes, there wasn't too much public comment on it, but we did take into effect the edits that were given to us by the bylaws committee and the edits that were given from the 628 special meeting, and all edits were put into the finalized document that is being shared currently, which was more grammatical than anything. We added council instead of the word board. We made sure the dates were correct, reflecting July 11th and July 14th in regard to the virtual meetings. We added calendar and business for clarity. We changed up the bullet points to make sure that they were represented correctly, like A, not A, and then B under the definitions. And then we cleaned up some of the, actually, that didn't take the rest of them. From quorum down, I just need to change the A and the A here to make it a formatted for the rest of the sentences. But otherwise, every other thing that was added, the spacing, the word additions, if it was an S or not, all of those edits from the council and from the committee were added.
So this is the final edit for this draft, correct? And then we are ready to review and adopt in the calendar meeting of this evening?
If we do adopt it, it would be with the grammatical changes of capitalizing the two letters A for at in the quorum must be physically present, and with the A in virtually present, those two letters need to be capitalized, and this would be the final edit, yes.
Thank you, Councilmember Angel. Celia, I think we're at the last additional unfinished business. I'm not sure if there's any.
Okay, 1 second.
Did I take the document down?
Yes, you can. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, all right, so we're finished with that segment. All right, so we're going to new business, because I think that was the last thing in old business. It was review of public results of the public feedback on 7/11/22 at the public hearing. And as you said, we didn't have a whole bunch of the public present at the time. But we basically have gotten public feedback in the committee meeting that was had and prior to that, so. All right, our next section is new business. And we need 35 minutes total. Madam Timekeeper. And the first order of business by Miss Amy Ming Tsai and myself is to appointment of committee chairs. Committees.
Okay, so Celia, there isn't the appointments of committee chairs. There is a nomination of chairs or co-chairs for our committees. We have multiple standing committees. So is there, are you fine with that?
I'm fine for any, if anyone that wants to run a committee can nominate.
Okay,
nominate someone to
so
run.
sure. So our standing committees right now are legislation, curriculum, bylaws, safety, transition, capacity and utilization, busing, annual report, and outreach. And just want to say, I appreciate all of the chairs and co-chairs that were on these standing committees in this previous school year. And we want to open it up to all the members who are interested in chairing or co-chairing any of these standing committees. And yes.
Okay, co-chair Ming Tsai. I would ask that we do one by one. If you mind, if we do, we are ex officio members of every committee, but if we can, ask committee by committee, if you don't mind.
Yes,
So
we can start with legislation.
Yes. So does anyone wish to chair the legislative committee?
I think let's have people think about it. We can move on to the next one. And they can come back.
Well, I also don't mind proposing and seeing if someone accepts it. So I'm going to propose that perhaps Ms. Jewett might not mind running the legislative committee.
I can give it a shot. Yeah.
That sounds enthusiastic. It sounds like a yes to me.
Yeah, well, I've done lobbying in Albany before, and had conversations with several different elected officials. So why not? Should be fun.
Thank you, Ms. Jewett. Next would be curriculum. Does any council member wish to head the curriculum committee? Okay, go ahead, Ms. Angel.
Yes. It does. I mean, yes, sure. I mean, if
All
no
right,
one else
so-
is going to jump to it, I know that a few people definitely want to empower it. So I'll say yes.
Okay, Kristie Angel, curriculum. And next, I'm going to bylaws. And anyone like to chair or co-chair the bylaws? Okay, again, for this, I'm gonna suggest that Mr. Seju, Councilmember Seju, would you like to continue to chair the bylaws committee?
Thank you, Co-President Green. I'll continue to chair it.
Thank you, Mrs. Seju. Okay. Next, we have safety. Would anyone like to chair or co-chair the safety committee?
I would like to continue.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember Husbands, for continuing to co-chair the safety committee. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next, we have transition committee. Anyone like to chair or co-chair trans? Go ahead, Ms. Montalvan.
Yes, I would like to continue to chair the transitions committee.
Okay. Thank you. All right.
And I would still like to help Christy with that.
All right, no problem. All right, next. All right. Capacity and utilization.
Pardon me, Co-President Green, I can't raise my hand on this Zoom call. I nominate myself to be the chair of the Capacity and Utilization Committee. If you so choose, you and Co-President Tsai so choose. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
All right, Mr. Spencer. Can I ask, do you mind if you have a co-chair on that? If
that's what you choose, Co-President Green, that's fine with
do you
me.
mind working with Mrs. Seju
Nope, I
on
don't.
that?
Nope.
Okay. Mrs. Seju, do you mind working as well on the capacity utilization?
Co-President Green, Councilmember Spencer offered his services to chair, so I will assist him as he sees fit. Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, so.
Thank you,
so-
Ms.
All right, so Councilmember Spencer will head the Capacity and Utilization Committee, and Councilmember Seju is busing.
I nominate myself, Mr. Lawrence.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lawrence. All right, annual report. Go ahead, Ms. Angel.
I nominate.
I heard part of what you said. Say again.
Oh, I said I nominate myself.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Angel. So annual report is Ms. Kristie Angel. And last but not least, I think I'm missing one of them. Yeah, last but not least, outreach.
I nominate myself and Mr. Spencer to do it.
Okay, Miss, hang on for a second. Miss Angel had her hand up for, I don't know if she was nominating someone else or not. Go ahead, Miss Angel.
I would myself again for outreach.
Okay, do you want to do it in conjunction with Mr. Lawrence and Mr. Spencer?
As dual co-chairs? There's only one co-chair. So I mean, I guess one of them would have to decide if they wanted to.
I mean, in all fairness, Miss Angel have a couple committees. Me and Mr. Spencer only have one. So,
I thought Miss Angel
I
only
would
had
like
one other committee.
no, I think she
The
have,
committee that
She had
yeah, she had
curriculum,
annual.
oh, curriculum and the annual,
I'll
sorry.
drop curriculum to keep outreach.
Say again?
I said I'll drop curriculum to keep outreach.
Okay. I have a feeling we're gonna have to come back to this one. All right. All right, I'm gonna put the 3 days down. We'll decide by the next meeting. Is that okay with everyone? So I'm putting down Councilmember Angel, I'm putting down Councilmember Spencer, and I'm putting down Councilmember Lawrence.
I'd like to just say that we could do a voice vote on this.
I'm sorry, say it again, because something about your audio is breaking up.
Voice. We could do a voice vote on this since it's 3 people and, you know, there's only 2 spaces. I would like to continue what I've been doing for the council, so that I have a lot of different initiatives that we have not completed yet that I would like to continue.
Okay. I'm sorry, Miss Angel, I can barely hear you. I don't know what it is about the audio.
Someone is unmuted.
Yeah, someone needs to mute their phone. It's a lot of background noise.
Okay, go ahead, Miss Angel.
Muted. I was saying I would like to continue my work with the outreach committee. In all honesty, there's a lot that I ended up doing in silo and with people that were outside of the council. And there are a lot of initiatives that I do that nobody else on the council knows how to do, and that I would like to complete and move forward with.
Whoa. Can I interject? I think that was very insulting what you just said. You don't know what anybody.
I'm not trying to, I don't want to argue and I'm not trying to insult anybody, but I do think with the council members here.
Yeah, that was not.
One at a time.
I don't want to argue.
But that was.
I know I do have that floor. Is the floor mine as a council member's point of order?
Hold on, Ms. Lawrence. You'll get a chance to speak. Go ahead, Ms. Angel. Finish what you were saying, and then I'll go back to Ms. Lawrence.
In all honesty, there are a lot of things that have to do with technology and online that I know how to do. That is not insulting to anybody that's speaking truth to a skill set. And I would like to continue using that skill set and continue my initiatives for the council. And I do think that we can go ahead and do a voice vote as it's in Robert's rule to do so. I don't think we need to postpone it. And I am willing to go ahead and give up curriculum. I know that Councilmember Montalvan and Mr. Spencer has spoken about a couple of different initiatives. I didn't know whether they wanted to or not, so I didn't want to leave it hanging. But my passion is more so with outreach and annual.
All right. Say your piece, Mr. Lawrence, and then Ms. Asidu has her hand up.
You know, when you speak, you know, not to insult anybody. The way that came off was kind of insulting to me, because you don't know what nobody's skills are on this council. That's all I wanted to say. And change are good sometimes.
I do agree that change is good, but I also know what my experience was in this year and the assistance that I received and did not receive from council members and the capacity of council members that I did work with. So I am speaking honestly about the capacity of council members. I
You
do
ain't
not
gotta
mean to mean
respond
that.
to what I
Okay.
said. President said to
Hang
be-
on, hold up.
Okay.
It's actually, at this point, the floor is Ms. Acedu's and then Mr. Montalvan, and then we'll move on. Ms. Acedu?
Thank you, Co-President Green. I just wanted to say, I thought it was stated that we were taking nominations for these positions and not voting, for one thing. And if someone has a turn to speak and another person has a turn, I don't think we can condone back and forth between members. I'm sorry. So we should move on to the next item. I thought it was an item for nomination, not for voting at this point.
Okay,
Thank you.
you have a point. Ms. Montalvan, go ahead.
I just wanted to throw this out there. I would be happy to work on the curriculum committee as a co-chair with Mr. Spencer if he wanted to co-chair curriculum with me. And, I don't know what you guys decide about the outreach, but maybe if Mr. Lawrence and Miss Angel can work together, they could co-chair that. Just an option to throw out there.
Mr. Spencer, is that amenable to you?
Co-President Green, due to this tonight's how things have gone through tonight, there's a lot of things on how I interact with this council that I have to reassess. I don't think I could be able to give an answer, and I appreciate Councilmember Lawrence and Councilmember Montalvan in terms of nominating me. I'm so honored by the fact that, but just knowing that how things have changed at this point, I need to reassess. My daughter is going to be in 12th grade. There is some time consideration I need to do. So if a decision has to be made this time, I think the only thing I could commit to is the capacity. I also, and I'll try to wrap this up, Joanne, because I know you're I did also mention the fact that I was looking to create an ad hoc committee for election communication. That's also my passion. Respectfully and I appreciate that, but I don't know if I can extend myself that far at this time. Capacity is what I can do. And I'm also, and I'm looking to do that ad hoc committee, and that I'll support whatever I can if there's time, but that's the answer I can give best right now. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Spencer. All right, Mrs. C, do you have your hand up? Is it from before or is it?
I'm sorry, Co-President Green. I'll take it down. It's from before.
All right, thank you. All right, so, you shall return to that. I think most of them are okay. I think we should postpone some of the rest of this until the next meeting. Meaning the borough reps, the student rep status is different because we don't control how we get the student. That is the superintendent's office that will be handling that. Once we get the student, then we will know, but usually most councils will not get a student before either the end of September or sometime in October. Sometimes you're lucky if you get a student by November. All right. So. Can I get a motion to table the council borough representatives until the August meeting?
Motion to table the borough representatives until August.
Thank you, Ms. Jewett. Can I get a second?
Second motion.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Seaver. Is there any abstention and or are there any opposed to this motion? All right, hearing none, the motion passes. It was moved by Ms. Jewett and seconded by Ms. Constance. All right, I think the next thing up is the District President's Council. and the DLT status. So for that, we're going to go to, Mr. Lawrence.
Yeah, as you know, President Council had an election. Ms. Andrea is back as the president. I'm serving as the vice president. Ms. Gwen Sack is our secretary. Pretty much everybody stayed the same with the exception of the vice president and the treasurer position, DLT. There's been some new changes. We still got Rima for the Bronx. We have a Manhattan rep. We have Ms. Multiple for Staten Island. And we have Queens will be having the election for the DLT rep coming up in August. We are working on some projects that we will be doing. We will keep you abreast of it once we hit our calendar. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lawrence.
Celia, I think you jumped onto the calendar meeting agenda because
I'm
we're still
sorry.
on new business.
My apologies.
Yeah,
You're
no
right.
worries.
I went down to the calendar meeting agenda looking for the names of the what's called.
Yeah, so we're still
My
in the new
apologies.
business of the business calendar. We haven't adjourned
My
yet.
apologies completely.
No problem.
Okay. So. All right, so council review of plans and initiatives and events in the 2022-23 school year. All right, so our newly elected treasurer, Miss Angel, is our continuing treasurer. So do you have an idea of a budget breakdown for us? Or an anticipated budget breakdown?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. What I wanted to go through really quickly, all the items in the comments I'll go over, but what was given to us from the finance department are the numbers that you see here. These are reflective of the numbers that we ended with last year where we had moved money. Seeing that this is the top of the year, we did look to make some recommendations with adjustments so that we could rebalance and rebudget. So the suggestions would be the top line for office supplies. Since we were able to buy $500 worth of supplies to go ahead and move forward with, so we were using the budget, we lowered the office supplies by $500. That was moved back into reimbursement. We also removed the $4,000 P card line, seeing that we will have no AA. There will be no P card to have within their name, so we're not able to use that line item. Of course, if we do get an AA within time, we can go ahead and make amendments between now and March 4th. The secondary line, local travel, excuse me, not secondary, but next, local travel and meeting expenses, it was $1,000. We reduced this to $350 and moved the remainder over into the reimbursement. Parent involvement was $2,000, and we have reduced that by $1,000 to remove the remainder back into reimbursements. Now, this 19,800 number that comes with all 11 council members and the students being made whole with the $125 a month or the $200 a month. And then we also did leave $3,000 for the consultant, which is for the annual report writer, and that gives us the $25,000 if the council so deems the recommendations fit. Are there any questions? Oh, I do want to say this, excuse me, one moment. So on this page, we did speak about electronics. So that $350 number for equipment is coming from this line item. I know that it really is going to come down to the P card unit. And so the $350 came from this target line with the, with the items that we have gone over before. They are in the file share, and we can pull up that possibly after this. Now, I see your hand, Constance, Mrs. Siadu. I do want to tell the council, we did look up WebEx, we did look up Zoom. We cannot afford currently any other subscriptions, unfortunately, since we don't have wiggle room to move around. Mr. Theodore? It says your hand is raised.
My question is the $1,000 local travel being reduced to 300. What is the 300 for?
Okay, so local travel, Christian, local travel and meeting expenses, this would be the line where our AA, if we had one, would be using the money to be reimbursed if they travel to our meetings, etc. If they do not, the meeting expenses would be for the different parents who may come to our meetings. We are allotted $3 per person to have a level of refreshment for the parents. We do have an excess of waters and sodas, etc. So we wouldn't need as much per meeting.
I'm sorry, you said $3 for a parent. That would be in the food area and not in local travel,
Yes.
correct? That's for the refreshments. I still say, as I said, the AA being reimbursed for fare is not a standard of a council. It was requested by Ramona, and I only know one other council that does that. Most councils do not do it. It's a practice. So to have it, right, that's why I'm saying, why is anything in that line item? That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so to reiterate, if I may, if I can reiterate, please, thank you. So the meeting expense, the reason that there is $350 left, again, is so that if we choose to use anything under $350, we are capable and able to use POs, etc., to get items that we may need for a meeting, i.e. food and or snacks that we have never done before, but people have done prior to, I guess, our council setting.
Okay, so you're saying that we can get food items out of this line. That's what I'm asking.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you're saying, okay? I just need some verification of that, please.
Well, to reiterate again,
Yeah.
the expenses aspect of it allows us to do $3 per person attendee at the event, and that $350 is targeted for that.
Okay, so it's a food expense per person that attends. Okay, it's a food expense.
I'm sorry, repeat that again?
It's a
Yes,
food
ma'am.
expense,
Yes.
as I said. Okay, thank you very much.
Excuse me,
You're
Councilmember
welcome.
Angel, can you enlarge, can you enlarge the, what you're showing? Just so,
Did you said take it down?
for those of
I'm
us who
sorry.
have bad eyesight, the rest of us can see, so to speak.
Thank you, President.
Like this?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a lot better because it's harder to see before. My apologies.
No, no worries. You said somebody else had a question?
Okay, no, my thing was about seeing it. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Does anyone else have, let me see if anyone else does have a question. 1 second. All right, I only see Constance's hand, so are there any other questions from council members regarding the budget?
This doesn't actually show the 350 under the equipment line, but 350 is managed in with this for the 350 line to make the 25,000. So there is a 350 that should be on this particular line. That would be for the hybrid. The item here. The microphone, tripod, USB extension cord, projector with built-in speakers, and the external speakers from the target line.
Thank you for doing that, because if we have hybrid meetings, we do need to purchase equipment. So. Thank you.
That list for the hybrid meeting is on the CCD75 file drive still as well.
Co-President.
Would you like me to stop?
No. Co-President Ming Tsai has a question. Go ahead, Amy.
Yeah, so we have two lines for equipment. I think that we do need to check with our SGOs to be sure which line of allocation will that go to. And I just wanted to say we might need to postpone that and see the specifics as the equipment.
Okay, I agree there. Are there any other questions? So then I move to adopt the agenda, the budget with the new changes and reductions for presented.
I'm sorry, is this an adoption of the budget? Is
So
this a vote on the budget? Are we still in
I mean,
business?
it's a
No, we're still in business.
of-
We are still in business, so it has to wait until the calendar and we can
Oh,
adopt
I
it in the
apologize.
calendar. That's okay. I got confused myself, so trust me. All right, but thank
All right,
you.
so
Thank you.
can I bring the screen share down?
So you can stop
Okay,
sharing.
more than-
Mhm. Thank you, though. Okay. All right, so next item is the resumption of regular meeting with the superintendent and the GCAO teams. So for that, if either I see, I'm not really seeing superintendent Louis Sott, but if Sasha or actually that both two deputy superintendents are on, so maybe they can address that.
Dr. Breyer or Deputy Kleinberg there?
Deputy Kleinberg is unmuting as we speak, so.
Oh, sorry about that. The system was not allowing me to unmute, so I apologize.
That's
Hi,
okay.
everybody. It's good to be here as always in company with all of you this evening. So in response, the superintendent is planning on joining us as soon as he's able to. He was detained at another meeting, so he is going to join as soon as he's able. So he apologizes for not being here thus far at the meeting. But in terms of the resumption of regular meeting dates with the superintendent, as we have done over the course of the past few years, that's definitely a structure that we are amicable to continuing over the course of this upcoming year. It's been a wonderful opportunity for furthering of our collaboration and to collaboratively discuss district priorities and the priorities of our family body to be able to move the district forward in a productive and collaborative way on behalf of our students.
Thank you, Deputy Superintendent. We look forward to also meeting in person, regularly anyway. We're gonna move on to our next item on the agenda. Representation at the September 2022 Disability Pride Parade. I believe the first parade had been postponed, so I'm gonna go to Councilmember Spencer, who I think knows more about this than I do. Councilmember Spencer, do you mind updating us a little bit?
Apologies, Co-President Green. So I'm just going with information that I know that I heard in passing. I haven't had a chance to dive deep into this. And I know I don't want to put Councilmember Jones on the spot, but I know that the last update that we had regarding this particular avenue was she was making a selection in terms of the artwork that was chosen. So respectfully, Councilmember Jones, do you have anything additional? Since I'm empty right here, I don't have anything more to add at this juncture. Is there anything else you may be able to add? I just know that I know it's going to be in September. That's all I know.
Right, they haven't updated me on anything. The last thing they did send was the winners. They gave a full presentation of each winner. And then I think they had a celebration for the winners, but that was the last that I heard.
Thank you, Councilmember Jones. Yeah, so
Sure.
I think it's just a matter of working with district management and DOE and I guess how we represent. I think there's something that we'll put on next. In my opinion, Co-President Green and Co-President Tsai, in my opinion, maybe we'll work with you as co-presidents to dive deeper into this and then put this on August 10th agenda. That's what it's looking like at this point.
Any support or any help that you need, I will be available to help in any capacity.
And my daughter, the not this term but last term, we were at the count. We had a banner and everything behind D75. So sort of like what happened where we were, last month at the fun day in the park, but just walking down Broadway from 23rd Street to 14th Street. So yeah, it's a fun day. It's real great, and looking forward to representing District 75 and their families, and working with Kettler and his team to get the parents out and show the pride that we all have. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilmember Spencer. Thank you, Councilmember Jones. All right, so moving right along. We're going to do a review of summer 2022 instruction for an improved 2023 experience. I do think, I don't know, Mr. Lawrence went putting, okay, I see Mr. Spencer opened up his again. Mr. Spencer, did you have content to add?
Right. Thank you, Co-President Green. So we were trying to set aside some dates because the superintendent had stated that I believe on our call on the 6th of July, because I did bring it up at that time that we'd want to see what summer instruction is, because it's such a critical part to recovering from COVID. Long story short, I know Sasha was said she needed a couple of, and I don't want to put anybody in the spot. Sasha said she needed a week or so to get some dates together. That's the last thing that she said to me this week. So if she shares that with me, or I'll definitely share with you, with the council, Co-President Green. And that's where we're at this point. It's just setting up dates and schools to visit and what council members are available. So it's in progress. So that way we can speak to it, because like I said, we're all trying to recover from COVID. We don't want to wait until April and something jumps off and parents can't apply, like Councilmember Montalvan was saying. So it's something that I feel, as my former role as co-president of this council, that we need to stay on top of. So just to reiterate, how I look to continue this conversation is to keep in contact with Sasha and see what dates that she has, pass it on to the rest of the council, and then the council can make the determination in terms of who's free to view, and then be able to speak to it in terms of what they saw and improvements or benefits.
Thank you, Councilmember Spencer.
Thank you,
Ms. Jones, I'm assuming that means the time was up for this section?
Yeah, that was the 30.
However, can we have like 10 more minutes? Because I think it can be, we can dispense with most of this quickly.
Sure.
So 10 more minutes.
10 minutes.
Thank you. All right, scheduling of special meetings with ODP, OPT, SCA, safety, and other DOE entities. All right, so ODP, the Office of District Planning, usually it's best to catch them when they're coming up with proposals. Usually, a lot of times, they'll work on something in the summer and they'll start really mailing out proposals in September or October. So that might be the best time to get an update from them as to if there's anything in the pipeline for 25 and so on.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I can't raise my hand. Sorry about that, Co-President Green. So why I was interested in becoming the capacity committee chair, for this school year is because, and Mr. Lawrence, in my capacity as co-president previously, ODP reached out to us in reference to setting up something in August, meaning next month. As what I'd like to, with your permission, Co-President Green and Co-President Tsai, and if I'd like to continue that conversation to see if that's going to be verified, if August is still a viable, it's something that they still want to do. And then now, of course, as co-presidents, I'll loop you in, and then we could take it from there. So that's the update on interaction with ODP. They're ready sooner than they were last year to make a presentation to our community.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Co-President Tsai, please go ahead.
I think this is a great suggestion Mr. Spencer has made on regards to the Office of District Planning for an early on presentation from their office as regards to the issues that will be perspiring months afterwards, including the capital plan SCA. I do think that having them come out in August may not be best, especially there a lot of our school leaders are not here over the summer, and some of our families are not presently either on vacation or so forth. So I'm thinking like for our fall areas of meeting, and that they can also be done not specifically a special meeting, but during a calendar meeting for a presentation. So that's just my suggestion. I do think that OPT with transportation being urgent, a primary topic that our families do need. Things like the 12-year issue, 12-month issue, that needs to be a priority, but that's just my own suggestion. Thank you.
Right. You were saying OPT. OPT, you're saying needs to be a priority, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I agree with you because busing is always an issue.
Excuse me,
So, but
I
go
can't
ahead.
raise my hand. I'm gonna reach out and I'm gonna have something with OPT. I have some contacts there, so I'm already brainstorming on something to do. I will share it with y'all.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Lawrence. All right. Sorry.
I'm sorry,
SCA and go ahead, Mr. Spencer.
I'm sorry, Co-President Green, can't raise my hand. Just point of clarification for Co-President Tsai. This is something that ODP initiated. So I'll be glad to loop you in, Co-President Tsai, in terms of your concerns. So, and Co-President Green, so that way we can connect the dots. So I just want to point of reference. It's not something that I initiated. This is what they initiated. Number one. And number two, this does not include SCA. I haven't had a chance to reach out to them. But as I stated before, and Co-President Green had suggested to have Constance help me out as a capacity committee chair. That's something that'll be in the works going forward. But I just want to make sure those 2 points of clarification was made. Thank you so much. And Councilmember Tsai, no disrespect, I just want to make sure that what I was saying was clear. Thank you for your suggestions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure that because we have to go to a calendar meeting, so I just wanted to be cautious about time, Celia. So.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to do this all in 10, whatever else was left in 10 minutes. But okay. So moving right along, SDA and safety and the other DOE entities. I have something in mind for SCA, so I will discuss that later, I guess. We're going to move on to the next thing. Starting, I guess it should be say, instead of restoring ad hoc committees. They were talking about the election communication committee for upcoming spring elections. That we can, I'm going to turn it over to you, Mr. Spencer, since you suggested it. You have 2 minutes or less because we still have stuff on the agenda and I'm trying to finish that and get into the calendar.
Thank you, Co-President Green. Yeah, so it's on the agenda for a vote in the calendar meeting. So I'm going to save my comments here for for a vote in the calendar meeting later on this evening. If you don't mind, is that fine, Co-President Green?
Well, if you discuss it here, then we can still vote on it in the calendar meeting. The whole point
Okay.
is people are prepped.
Okay.
If you say it here.
All right. No, yeah, no worries. That's fine. My elevator pitch is this council, this present term, knows the challenges that we've had with the election process and getting information on a consistent basis. The fact that Councilmember Jones took 3 months to get on this council, and former co-president Lawrence and myself wasn't aware of it. So the elevator pitch is to have this committee to go out to our parents, hold information sessions on what we do with this council, so that way when it's time to vote, come next winter, they'll know there'll be viable candidates that can speak to what we teach them. Face is there's a change in face that I'll speak myself. I've experienced over the past year with the change in chancellors and things of that nature. I think it's proactive for this council to take care of its future, and I think that will happen through this committee and this committee's actions in terms of outreach for this particular event, electing future council members. Thank you for the time, Co-President Green.
You're welcome. Next one, possible work for the legislative committee and the curriculum committees. Had that on the agenda. Mr. Spencer or Mr. Lawrence?
Okay, yeah. So let's see. Yeah, so legislative, I think Vice President Jewett hit it on the head in terms of her experience doing advocacy in Albany and things of that nature. The Mayor Adams was just given mayoral control of the DOE for the next 2 years. We might, in the legislative, might want to see what that looks like specifically for our community, and whether we need to how strong of a stand do we need to take 2 years down the line when the next decision has to be made. Also, legislative support from Albany, from City Council, for our events, for our community, not just something that deep, but just show up at our end of the year event or at our annual conference that Christie Angel had done in May. So that's the legislative part. The curriculum part, yeah. Curriculum. I don't have an elevator pitch for that, but it all goes back to, I think, in terms of just being mindful of our community as a whole. Needs to recover uniformly as best as possible from COVID. So that's the inkling of me putting these on the agenda items when I created it after our meeting on the 15th of June. Thank you, Co-President Green.
Thank you, Councilmember Spencer. Moving right along, we're going to talk about the Chancellor's Town Hall. Every 2 years, the chancellors, no matter which chancellor it is, has to have a town hall with the constituency. So that's CCs 1 through 32, CCSE, CCD75, CCELL, and CCHS. How can I forget CCHS? And CCHS. So that is usually scheduled, however, by face. So I am going to ask Ms. Nurse Carter if they have started taking submissions for dates as yet or not. Mika, are you on?
Oh, sorry about that. I was trying to unmute myself. So we're going through the process of preparing councils for informational sessions regarding the election process.
we'll have that information that I will be able to speak with the council as a whole to discuss further. So that's where we're at right now. So yeah, pretty much at this point, we're going through the process and we're getting things as far as information put together for council members so that they are prepared to go through that process.
But we're actually talking about the chancellor's town halls. Have they started doing some collecting dates that councils wish to have the town halls on?
I can look into that to see about that. I'm not quite sure regarding the town halls as of yet, but what I can do is get back to you regarding that. I'm sorry about the future. I thought you was talking about the election process for Canada. But
that's all right. You
yes,
updated us on 2 things in one shot. That's
okay. But I will definitely get back to you regarding the town halls, and I will send you that information via email to the new newly elected presidents. And once again, congratulations to everyone.
Thank you. All right, so conferences, Saturday events, annual report, June 2023 awards, and the fun day. So I'm going to defer to Council Member Kristie Angel because she planned most of those events for this previous year. Councilmember Angel.
Thank you. Yes, I did want to continue the proposal for the calendar so that we can sit and plan out some of these days. As I stated before, with if we're using Parks and Recreation, we need to go ahead and look at specific dates. I think that maybe having our conference and our end of year celebration maybe together. I'm not opposed to keeping the dinner in June. That kind of worked out and we had a very good turnout. But I do think that we need to have a calendar where all members are able to submit the different things that we're going to be doing, be it your committee meetings, be it all of our meetings that we have, the council business meeting, calendar meetings, et cetera, so that we can plan out and have our deadlines ahead of time. Currently, the only ones that I see that we should start with is the annual report for sure, just making sure that we give people chances to be able to sign up as a vendor. As we all know, that process is very tedious and it takes a long time. So if we go ahead and start having sessions where people can learn what the annual report is, they can learn that, you know, what they would do as a writer, and then we would have a bigger pool of people to pick from. So there's certain things that we do need to go ahead and start hopefully by August, worst case September at the latest. But I do think, as I said again, for the end of the year, the dinner is fine to stay in June, but I do think that the other portion should be figured out somewhere towards the end of May. I know that we all have time constraints, so we would need to sit and look at what May looks like with our business calendar meeting and those Saturdays. But I can continue with the Google Calendar that I have and give everyone access and just add the dates that we do have now, add the dates that come from the CEC handbook, and then other members can go ahead and move forward in that regard.
Thank you, Councilmember Angel. All right, so proposed agenda topics for our August 10th, 2022 joint business and calendar meeting. Councilmember Jones, that's supposed to be 5 minutes on the clock. All right, so a continued review of the grievance and codes of conduct protocols, the council bylaws, and healing-centered schools presentation by member Tsai, Councilmember Tsai. So there
Ms.
was
Constance, hands up.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Constance.
I did want to request, are we doing the Healing Centered Schools presentation finally in the August meeting? I just want to make sure that that's happening. Co-President Tsai?
Yes, that was postponed. I think the last 2 meetings of the calendar meeting. So it was postponed and approved by the council for the August calendar meeting. I believe. I think Celia, I'm not too sure if you.
I think
I'm
it was
sorry.
for August, but it's up to you if you want to do August or September, only because you want the most people to be there. You want a lot of, because some parents may not have heard of healing, they may not be in a healing centered school, and they may not have heard of a healing centered school, and it would be good for them to learn about the healing center schools, because there are not that many C75s that are currently existing within, within that particular purview, so to speak.
Yes, I think that we would be able to prepare for September with the ambassadors that are part of Healing Center Schoolwork. So that's up to the council. And the council choose what month. I'm fine with that.
No, let me, talk to whoever is also going to be helping do this, the healing center, and let us know, because if they're available in August, we do August. If they're available in September, then we do September.
Yeah, we are actually meeting with some of the ambassadors end of this month. So with everyone being in the middle of August, maybe vacation or family and stuff like that, I really don't know.
Okay. All right. So, thank you, Councilmember Tsai. I'm taking from that you'll get back to us to let us know if August is still a go or if September is better for them. Constance, you wanted to ask a question still, or?
The reason why I asked if that was a set presentation is because I'd like to have a presentation for our capital plan, a pre-presentation, not from SCA, but from Mona Lisa Chandler on how we should prepare to have our submissions and everything before the due date and send it out before we go on Christmas vacation, and start planning that particular meeting with Mr. Spencer. So, honestly,
I definitely concur on that. She gives an excellent presentation, and I think it will, for anyone who's unsure of capital plan and what it does, and it would be great. The clarity is, she gives such details.
Right.
Amazing, so yes.
And she also gives a follow-up process, because everyone thinks once they submit and they get the report back, that's the end of it. But she was proactive on her council on follow-up, which can take years. So with SCA. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Asidu. All right. Is there any new business? Again, 5 minutes on the clock. Any other new business, so to speak? And okay. Constance, you have your hand up for new business, or?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask exactly, since we're going to vote on a resolution as to where the meetings will be held in a hybrid, the location of the August joint meeting, and subsequently to plan that in advance because of space issues, and also September business and calendar. If there's any discussion on the August primarily, 2022.
All right, so that you brought under new business, so we can ask. Councilmember Ming Tsai, you have your hand up as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, I do want to add to the new business and the August meeting for topics of the year for our calendar meeting for the year. That's the only thing I wanted to add.
1 second. Okay. All right, and I'm sorry, Constance. I know you said, I was going back to what you said. What was it that you said?
You are asking for additional new business?
Yes.
Yeah, for this agenda, correct?
Yes.
It's not for the August agenda. I was asking the location of the hybrid meeting.
Oh, location, okay.
Yes. Can we discuss where we are holding this hybrid meeting? I,
Surely.
yes.
All right. Do you have a suggestion? Do you have any
I
suggestions?
would suggest that it's if Tweed can be gotten, it should be held at Tweed to give access to people who want to attend the meeting, the ability to come there. 400 is great for the members, but unfortunately, once you get off the train, some people are required to take a bus down, and that bus is not a very free-running bus. It doesn't come on, and yeah, it can leave someone stranded for more than a half hour or more if they're trying to get down here and cannot walk that from the 6 train. So Tweed being a central location with elevators for those who have challenges in mobility as well. And basically all the train lines, I would suggest that meeting, if we can get it, be held in Tweed for availability for those who want to come and attend the meetings in person. And I'm okay, muted me, sorry. And I'm speaking of the public attendance, so they have a place to come to and see the meeting and also speak in public comment in person if they wish to, and bring their.
All right, so Ms. Nurse Carter, is it possible for you to look into that for us for August the 10th?
Yes, I did send you a message, say that I will check the availability for August and get back to you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem.
All right, is there any other thing besides what Mrs. Sidhu and co-chair Tsai have mentioned in new business? Is there anything else that any council member would like to add? Else? Okay, Ms. Angel, go ahead.
Yes, I just wanted to make sure, just speaking, I don't know how everything moves forward, but just speaking of something that I do know we are working on with our listserv. I know that we are going to lose Ramona at the end of this month, but there are about 1,500 different people that are subscribed to our MailChimp. We do need to merge that in with our listserv to make sure that we have, access with the warm transfer over to the new executive staff, just so that we don't miss anything. I just want to put that on the record so we don't accidentally lose access to that, to those 1,500 people.
Thank you for letting us know. We'll definitely further discuss this on the listserv and the MailChimp and the office. Anyone else? Any other council member? I'm not seeing any other hands. All right. So at this time, I'm going to ask if a council member will make a motion. Heard.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, council member Husbands. And I have someone second council member Husbands motion.
Second it.
Yeah, that was you, Constance, that seconded?
Yes.
No, that was me.
Thank
Maybe
you.
it might have been both of us.
All right, so council member,
Jewett.
council member Jewett seconded. Okay. Is anyone opposed or abstaining to this motion? You know. Checking for hands just in case. All right, hearing none, seeing none. We are officially closing our business meeting at 8:30. Yeah.
Thank you and good night.
Good night. Okay, we're going
Good night,
on
folks.
to our calendar meeting.
We're going into our calendar meeting. I don't know why people are saying good night.
Good night. We're going into our calendar meeting.
I think it's a problem with translation. I'm not sure. Okay, so maybe they have a cutoff time. You need to check that.
All right. I'm going to ask Mr. Lawrence and Mr. Spencer, when contacting translation, is there a cutoff time for this particular meeting, for this particular session?
No, but normally what you could do is you could ask translation, is there anybody using the service? If not, you could release them.
Okay.
So you could ask them, so translation, is there anybody using your service?
Is there anyone using either of the Spanish lines?
You're both muted, Ms. Garcia and Daniel.
Yeah, I think you were.
We're asking on the line to see if there is anyone. I don't believe so, but we just want to confirm. One moment, please.
Okay, thank you.
No, we do not have anyone on the line.
Okay. All right, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
For interpreting for us this evening. And we hope to see you again, for our August meeting.
Yes. Thank you. Good night, folks. Thank you so
Good
much.
night. Thank you very much. Okay. Time is now 8:32. And I would like to officially call to order calendar meeting for the Citywide Council for District 75 for July 13th, 2022. Now I'm going to ask our secretary, Ms. Kristie Montalvan, to do a roll call, please.
Good evening. I'm doing the roll call now at 8:33 p.m. Ms. Amy Ming Tsai,
Present.
Mr. Craig Spencer,
Present.
Mr. Shamel Lawrence,
Present.
Ms. Christy Angel,
Present.
Ms. Kristie Montalvan, present. Mr. Angel Morales,
Present.
Ms. Aisha Husbands,
Present.
Celia Green,
Present.
Ms. Joanne Jones,
Present.
Ms. Patricia Jewett,
Present at the unmute.
and Ms. Constance Ciadu.
Here.
Members present, and we do have quorum.
Thank you. All right, so I'm going to ask again, Ms. Jones, are you available to be the timekeeper for this segment? For this meeting? Sorry. Councilmember Jones,
Say that again. I'm so
are
sorry.
you able to be the timekeeper for this meeting?
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Jones. Okay, so we actually had a moment of silence on this agenda as well, but in keeping with time, I'm going to ask that we move on to a motion to adopt the agenda. Can I get a motion from a council member to adopt this agenda?
So move.
Thank you, Councilmember Asidu. It was moved by Councilmember Asidu. Can I get a second from a council member?
I second.
Thank you. It was seconded by Councilmember Aisha Husbands. Is anyone opposed or abstaining from this? Hearing none. Motion is passed. All right, so the motion to adopt the agenda is, oh, sorry, we got to vote on it. So can you do a roll call vote, Ms. Kristie Montalvan?
All right, can I have just like 2 minutes? I had to go help my child with something. Can you just give me like 2 minutes? I gotta get back to my pen.
I'm sorry. Co-President Green,
Uh-huh,
we're requesting a roll call on the agenda adoption.
yeah.
I thought you had already, okay.
We adopted the one for the business.
Meeting, right. Didn't you just adopt the one for the calendar? You asked if there was any objections or any abstentions.
Okay, all right, so I'm gonna let it go.
No one, yeah, so
No one objected, so we're gonna go.
and no one abstained, yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Doesn't have to do a roll call. Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna go into motions for consideration. And Ms. Jones, can you put 55 minutes total?
Sure, time starts now.
Thank you. All right, so it would have been adoption of outstanding minutes. However, we've already tabled that, so adoption of the addition to the council bylaws regarding new parameters, hosting public hybrid meetings in compliance with the open meetings law. So Miss Angel, can you share your screen and put that back up?
The resolution or the actual items that are up for discussion for the bylaws amendment?
Second. Yeah, it's the bylaws. Yeah, you're right.
I'm sorry.
Yes, dear.
That
Yes.
could actually just access to the, I'm pulling it up on my website now. I didn't have that one prepared. It's the procedures. It's in the June. Hold on.
In the meantime, Miss CJ, you were saying something?
Yes, I just want to know, what are we doing a motion on? Are we not doing a motion on the adoption of the resolution on the hybrid meetings in open meetings law? Is that not the only item that was discussed and presented prior?
Yes.
I'm not sure if the co-chair would say, but we could postpone the, we could motion or move to postpone the bylaw amendments. We have gone over them, but I don't want to overstep council members' feet if they have not been able to go through that with the bylaws committee yet.
No, we did. We only went over the resolution and Article 10. The resolution itself is what was put up for the public hearing to be voted on.
So then I can agree with that we go ahead and vote on the resolution.
Because if you do not adopt that resolution today, you will have to have an in-person meeting in August, okay?
All right, so let's definitely adopt that.
Yes. Okay, I agree. And are you saying, Ms. Councilmember Celia, that you guys do need the time to go over the additional documents?
The additional documents we will go over and adapt it to the bylaws as for future function. Yes, definitely. We can hold a meeting this month and go through it with the council members. Yeah, but we have not flushed that out because the resolution was the primary thing and we were working on Article 10. But the resolution is the primary item to get us moving in order to adopt other items into our bylaws. Okay?
So they
meeting, yeah. Because I think we're the only council, other councils that have adopted in-person meetings because they have not brought a resolution on how they will proceed. Okay?
Got it. Okay. So do we want to, co-chair, do we want to move to postpone the discussion of the bylaw amendments to the August 10th meeting? The resolution, since we're just going over the resolution, there are procedures and protocols that we have from the state for the public and for media, et cetera, for that are the additions that go into the bylaws, separate from the resolution.
Correct.
All right, so can we, is it possible though we could just vote on the resolution so that part is covered?
That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking.
Christy, I think we should vote on the resolution.
Yes.
Angel.
And the bylaw.
I agree there. I'm asking, I don't have the agenda in front of me. Does it say on the agenda the bylaw amendment for the procedures?
I don't have it either, so you have to let me know.
But where is it? One second.
The wording on the agenda, what is the item? I'm sorry.
On the agenda, it says addition to council bylaws regarding new parameters hosting public hybrid meetings.
That would be, yeah, that goes so you can utilize the resolution as the item we're voting on concerning that, because it fits within that statement as well. Okay?
Definitely.
Okay, agree. Agreed.
All right, Ms. Ming Tsai, you had your hand up. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I put it down.
Okay. All right, so Ms. Angel, do you have the resolution? The resolution that you had is the same resolution.
Let me pull it back. Yes, this one here.
All right. All right, so what's a public hearing resolution? Resolution to adopt.
Did you need me to read it?
Go ahead. Yeah, please do.
Okay. Notice of public hearing, the resolution to adopt written procedures for the use of video conferencing for the conduct of hybrid public meetings, subject to the open meetings law, whereas effective April 8th, 2022, as part of the 22-23 state budget, New York State has enacted permanent amendments to the open meetings law, OML, for governing bodies' use of video conferencing to conduct public meetings designed to ensure public and media direct in-person access to government officials with the goal to balance interests by enhancing the ability for governing bodies to operate remotely while simultaneously protecting the public's right to in-person access. And whereas the council members of the Citywide Council for District 75 wish to consider the adoption of a resolution providing for written procedures for use of video conferencing to conduct its public meetings consistent with amended New York State open meeting laws. And now therefore let it be resolved. The council members shall hold a public hearing on July 11th, 2022 to consider the proposed resolution to adopt written procedures for the use of video conferencing for the conduct of public meetings. Such resolution to read as follows. The Citywide Council for District 75 hereby adopt the following as written procedures to be utilized for video conferencing for the conduct of its public meetings in accordance with the open meetings law of New York State as set forth in the amended Public Officers Law, Article 7. The Citywide Council for District 75 shall, in their discretion, use video conferencing to conduct public meetings as follows. Definition: hybrid meeting, a meeting as defined above, to which there is a mix of physical present and virtually present members participating. Meeting, a gathering of members of the Citywide Council for District 75 for the transaction of official business for which a quorum of its members must be present. Physical presence, when the minimum number for a quorum of members are physically present to conduct the meeting. Quorum, a majority of the members of the council. Virtual presence, when a member or members participate in a public meeting virtually using video conferencing. Requirement, where do video conferencing is utilized is to conduct public meetings of the Citywide Council for District 75. A, quorum must be physically present. At least a quorum of the body must be physically present at all hybrid meetings. A, for this 11-person council, there must be a minimum of 6 members of the council physically present. Virtual presence, a member of the council may attend virtually via video conference only under extraordinary circumstances such as work, disability, illness, caregiving responsibilities, other unexpected factors precluding attendance. Video conferencing, where video conferencing is being utilized to conduct a public meeting of the council. A, the council shall provide an opportunity for the public to view the meeting, calendar business, and participate both in person and via video conference in real time. The council shall ensure its members can be heard, seen, and identified during the meeting, especially when any matter is being formally discussed and or voted upon. C, the meeting minutes shall identify the names of the members who participated remotely and the names of the members who participated physically in person. Public notice. The public notice of the meeting shall inform the public where to view and participate in the meeting virtually, where to participate and attend physically, and where records will be made available. E, the council shall maintain their official website at CCD75.org. And recordings of each public meeting shall be posted to the website within 5 business days following the meeting and shall be available on the website for a minimum of 5 years following the meeting. F, transcriptions of public meetings shall be made available only upon request. G, all video conferencing shall use technology consistent with the 1990 Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA. G, virtual meetings. After July 14th, 2022, virtual calendar business meetings without physical presence shall be held only during a state of emergency declaration by a state, county, or local municipal governing authority, and only where the disaster circumstances would affect the ability to meet safely in person. This is the document that is up for presentation. Once again, we did say that we do need to edit grammatically the start of a couple of the definitions under virtual presence and quorum physically being present. But I do move that we adopt the resolution number 3 for notice of public hearing to adopt the written procedures for the use of video conferencing for the conduct of hybrid public meetings, with the addition of changes with the grammatical, with the grammatical error.
Okay, so pending corrections. Can I get a second? It's been
second.
thoroughly moved by Councilmember Angel. It's seconded by Mrs. Sidu.
Correct.
Okay. Can we take a roll call vote, please?
Have to, thank you.
Okay, just to be clear, we're voting to adopt this resolution, correct?
We are pending grammatical corrections, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, Miss Amy Ming Tsai,
Yes.
Mr. Craig
I'm
Spencer,
sorry to interrupt the vote.
Mhm.
President Green is not pending corrections because then the item is still pending. It is with all grammatical corrections, please, not pending. Don't use the word pending in this.
All right, with all grammatical corrections.
Sorry.
Thank you.
okay,
Continue, Ms.
That's
Montalvan.
why she should be the parliamentarian. Right, baby?
okay, I'm gonna start over, just so
Go
I
ahead.
can clear
Oh,
answer.
okay.
It was moved by Kristie Angel and seconded by Constance Cecilia. So, go ahead.
I second the changing of the word pending to include all, with all grammatical corrections. Miss Angel, do you concur with your motion?
I concur.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Angel, Ms. Montalvan.
Okay, we are voting to adopt the hybrid meeting resolution with all grammatical corrections. Miss Amy Ming Tsai,
Yes.
Mr. Craig Spencer,
Yes.
Mr. Shamel Lawrence,
Yes.
Ms. Kristie Angel,
Yes.
Ms. Kristie Montalvan, yes. Mr. Angel Morales,
Yes.
Ms. Joanne Jones,
Yes.
Aisha Husbands,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Ms. Patricia Jewett,
Yes.
and Ms. Constance Cecilia.
Yes.
11 votes for yes. The motion has passed and the resolution is adopted.
Thank you, council members. All right, next up. We're voting on the proposed public meeting dates. Ms. Angel, can you stop sharing so that Mr. Spencer can share the meeting dates again?
Thank you, Co-President Green. Give me a moment, please.
Not a problem.
Okay, about to share my screen. Okay, folks, there you go.
Okay, so can I get a motion to adopt? Second. Yes. Can I get a motion to adopt the proposed public meeting dates with the two corrections to be determined, which is November 9th and of 2022 and June 21st of 2023.
Didn't we vote on this last meeting?
No.
It was a motion that was made last meeting. I have it written down.
In any case, we're gonna have to vote again on it in this meeting because you're supposed to really vote on calendar.
Councilmember Lawrence move
Thank you.
that we accept the dates.
Thank you,
Sorry.
Councilmember Lawrence.
I second that.
Thank you, Councilmember Spencer. Okay, it has been moved by Councilmember Lawrence and seconded by Councilmember Spencer. Ms. Montalvan, can you please do a roll call vote?
Co-President Green just, and Secretary Montalvan, so the motion is to adopt these with the decision that's going to be made on November 9th date and the June 21st, 2023 date.
That's correct.
Okay.
Are you ready to vote?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Miss Amy Ming Tsai,
Yes.
Mr. Craig Spencer,
Yes.
Mr. Shamel Lawrence,
Yes.
Miss Kristie Angel,
Yes.
Miss Kristie Montalvan, yes. Mr. Angel Morales,
Yes.
Ms. Joanne Jones,
Yes.
Miss Aisha Husbands,
Yes.
David Green,
Yes.
Miss Patricia Jewett,
Yes.
Miss Constance Eden.
Yes.
Okay, we have 11 votes for yes. The motion has passed.
Thank you, Ms. Montalvan. Next up on our agenda was the adoption of the dates for the council and the AA roles and responsibilities, which we postponed until the next meeting. So after that, it is the adoption to restore the ad hoc committee on election communication. Did we have a committee on election communications?
I think you missed one is the budget. We didn't adopt the budget.
Thank you. So going backwards or working backwards. Adoption of the alterations to the council's school year 2022-2023 budget. Is there any discussion on this before we go to a vote?
Can we have Councilmember Angel share
Yes.
the screen so that we can go line by line for the motion?
Councilmember Angel, can you share your screen, please?
So again, to go back over the proposed changes currently under office supplies, we would reduce this line by $500. So there would be $500 in office supplies. As far as the next line here, it is P card. That's $4,000, and I've removed that to go into the reimbursement line item. As far as the local travel and meeting expenses, since we do not have an AA and we're just using the $350 for food costs, $650 was moved to reimbursement, and parent, involvement was reduced $1,000 with the remainder placed in reimbursement to pull it back up to $19,800. And we did leave $3,000 in the consultant for administrative consultant for the annual report writer. We do have questions regarding the $350 for the equipment line to understand if it's under object code 315 or 332. These are the proposed changes. Are there any questions? If not, then I move to accept the budget.
Let me check. Hang on.
as
Let me
the-
just check hands. Because when you're sharing, it's hard to tell.
Right, let me get this up. What is the exact thing in the budget? I'm sorry.
Constance, are you
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my hand raised. I just want to ask, what exactly is in reimbursement, since we're shifting things around and those amounts are not the amounts that we're actually voting on, that we're seeing on the screen. Okay?
No problem. So
Mhm.
again, under comment, this is where we are making the changes. The amount that you currently see on this space here shows what was given to us from finance as what is currently proposed for our budget. So currently only $14,000 is on the line item for member reimbursement, but with all members being accounted for, that number does not suffice to reimburse everyone. So we have our presidents who have $2,400 that they're allotted for the year. All remaining members are $1,500, as well as the student members. So that is where the budget number comes up. Now, before March, we can make adjustments depending on how people are using their reimbursements, if monies are left over, et cetera.
Okay. So reimbursements is currently, with the additions, 19.8 is the amount, correct? That's all I'm trying to, yeah. 19.8.
What we currently right now, if we vote, yes, this is what it would be, yes.
That's what it is now, and any alterations will be made before the first week of March in order. Okay.
Currently $14,000, and we would need to increase it to have the money for all members. So we're voting to increase, to reduce other lines, to increase the reimbursement lines that everyone is covered.
Okay, that's what I want to understand. Okay, 19.8 is what is currently in reimbursements. All right, I got the other items. Thank you, Ms. Angel.
If we vote on.
And yeah, and then the line item that you have for the equipment for hybrid meetings is also something that you're going to look into. I also would like verification of the 300 for food in that other line item, if you could get that from the SDO for me. Thank you. 350.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The actual document that Mr. Lawrence sent out. We can.
As I said, I haven't seen any documents. That's why I'm asking this. Thank you. No.
Oh, no, I'll drop it onto the website and then send it back out again. I'll bump up his email.
Thank you. I'd appreciate it.
Welcome. Does anyone else have any questions? If or back to the chairperson with the motion.
I'm sorry, I was checking for hands to see if anyone else had, any other council members had questions, suggestions, comments, or anything. I am not seeing any hands, so. Here. All right, so can I get a motion?
Oh, yes, I'll reiterate.
Okay, can I get a motion to adopt the alterations to the council's school year budget 2022-2023? Go ahead, Ms. Christie.
Oh, yes, I motion to adopt the changes to the budget that were presented with the, I'm sorry, my mind is fried. I move to adopt the changes, the recommendations to the budget as presented.
Thank you. It was moved by Kristie Angel. Can I get a second?
I second.
Thank you. It was seconded by Aisha Husbands. And Ms. Montalvan, can we get a roll call vote, please?
Yes. Okay, starting the roll call vote now to adopt the changes to the 2022 to 2023 Citywide Council for District 75 budget as presented. Ms. Amy Ming Tsai.
Yes.
Mr. Craig Spencer.
Yes.
Mr. Shamel Lawrence.
Yes.
Ms. Kristie Angel.
Yes.
Ms. Kristie Montalvan, yes. Mr. Angel Morales.
Yes.
Ms. Joanne Jones.
Yes.
Ms. Aisha Husbands.
Yes.
Celia Green.
Yes.
Ms. Patricia Jewett.
Yes.
And Ms. Constance Asiadu.
Yes.
11 votes for yes, the motion has passed.
Thank you, Councilmember Montalvan. We're going on to the next topic on the agenda, which is the adoption. I think we're about to adopt the proposed dates. I'm sorry. Yeah, because I think it's the last motion we got to vote on. All right, so we're about to adopt the proposed dates. And
Excuse
the
me,
dates
Ms.
for-
Green.
Yes,
We did that already.
okay.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
Co-President Green.
I know it was moved, but we took the actual roll call vote.
Yeah, I believe so. No. No,
Yes,
no.
we did. Yes, we did.
We did.
About the meeting dates.
We did.
It's 11-0, with no abstentions, no nos.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, so that
Montalvan
portion is
has
finished.
Mhm.
Let's go on to the next thing. All right, so introduction of the council's newly elected executive board.
I'm sorry, Co-President
Yes.
Green.
Yes, go ahead.
So you had skipped down to the motion to adopt the ad hoc committee, election communication committee? Or are you skipping?
Okay, I did. I actually went to that, and then that's when we got sidelined because I had missed the budget one. All right, so let's go back to that. Sorry. So that's the question I had. Did we have an election, election communications committee prior to this?
Not to my records, not to my knowledge, no. This is something new.
All right, so then it's not an option to restore. So then it's to adopt an ad hoc committee.
Right, sorry.
All right, so can someone move that we adopt an ad hoc committee for election communications for this year's election?
I'll put up that motion, Co-President Green.
All right, so it's motion by Councilmember Spencer.
Establish an ad hoc committee, sorry.
All right, to establish an ad hoc committee. It was motioned by Councilmember Spencer. Can I get?
Second by me.
Second by Councilmember Asidu. And can I get a roll call vote? Councilmember Montalvan.
Someone just mute whoever that is. Oh, I hear background noise. Okay, we're going to vote now to establish an ad hoc committee for election communications. Ms. Amy Ming Tsai.
Yes.
Mr. Craig Spencer,
Yes.
Mr. Shamel Lawrence,
Yes.
Ms. Kristie Angel,
Yes.
Ms. Kristie Montalvan, yes. Mr. Angel Morales,
Yes.
Ms. Joanne Jones,
Yes.
Ms. Aisha Husbands,
Abstain.
Ms. Celia Green,
Yes.
Mr. Jewett,
Yes.
Ms. Constance Acedia.
Yes.
Okay, we have 10 votes for yes and 1 abstention. The motion has passed.
Thank you, Councilmember Montalvan. The motion has passed.
Thanks, council members. Thank you, Co-President Green.
You're welcome. All right. Moving on to what we hope is to the end of this agenda. Because it is the calendar meeting, we're going to introduce the newly elected council members. So, Ms. Co-President Ming Tsai, would you like to say something?
Evening, everyone. Appreciate everyone attending this evening and staying with us through this evening. Again, my name is Amy Ming Tsai. I am the newly elected co-president of the citywide council for District 75 this year, along with co-president Ms. Celia Green. It's an honor and I'm humbled to lead this council and support our members in our community. Again, thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Tsai. Again, my name is Celia Green. I am a newly elected co-president along with Ms. Amy Ming Tsai. I've been a member of this council prior to this as well, but I'm a returning member and I'm looking forward to working with all our members here. I know when we put our minds to something and our ingenuity, we get it done. And we're looking to make CCD75 a better place and the best place to be. So we're out to help parents and families navigate the system. Thank you. Next, we have our newly re-elected recording secretary, Ms. Montalvan. Would you like to say a word?
Sure. Hi, so I'm Kristie Montalvan. I am returning recording secretary. This is my first term on the council and I've spent the last year being recording secretary, learning a lot, and I'm happy to serve the council again.
Thank you. And our newly re-elected treasurer, Ms. Christi Angel.
Greetings all. My name is Christi Angel. I too am a newly elected member. This is my first term and my second time being treasurer again. I am happy to serve at the leisure of the council and look forward to this next year.
Thank you. And our newly elected vice president, Ms. Patricia Jewett.
Good evening, everyone. I'm just happy to help people because, you know, I'm happy to be a part of the team for the answers to solutions and problems and stuff. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you, ladies. All right, so moving right ahead. We had already discussed committee chairs, and I think there's only 2 committees that we need to come back to. So I'm going to ask that we go on to, we can't do student representative because we don't have one as yet, and that will be something that the district will pick and send to us, send us the name for. And we've already done, had Mr. Lawrence do the district president's council status and the DLT update. So the borough representatives, I think we have postponed until the August meeting. So all that is left finally is the report from Ms. Fode's office and the superintendent report before we go to public comment. So is there anyone on from Ms. Fode's office? All right, I'm gonna go to the superintendent in the meantime. So superintendent, you have 15 minutes.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I am spending the week in superintendent orientation and training all the way around Wall Street. So I am glad that I am back on the subway. And, you know, we have been going back and forth, and I had a little bit of delay on the F train, but I'm glad to share this space with you and to be in your company, something we look forward to because it gives us an opportunity to listen to your feedbacks and share district initiative with you and get also some of your feedback on them. I want to take a quick minute to congratulate the newly elected council members, all of you, especially the two new co-presidents, Miss Celia Green and Miss Amy Ming Tsai. I am looking forward to continue to partner and collaborate with you and to walk the same path so we can continue to find new options, new way to support our students and families in District 75. I think I share something in common with you because I consider myself almost newly elected too, because as you know, I retained the position of superintendent, and as I stated in the letter that I addressed to each and every one of you, I accepted this position really because I know that I will continue to get your support because I know you know me well by now. I have never been one that boasts or one that believe that is the macaroni and the cheese, if you allow me the expression. I believe in collaboration. I believe in empowering parents, even as principal. That's something that I have always stood for, and I intend to continue to do so. As you can tell, we always have good representation from District 75 because we, and when I say we, is the whole team here, we understand that the work has to be done with you, not bringing you at the end, not bringing you in the middle, but bringing you from the inception of our ideas and our initiative. And so that's why you have the team here. Our two deputy superintendents are here, Dr. Adam Breyer and Shirley Kleinberg. Borough liaison are here. Every time there are some concern, issues that are shared here, we follow up with them and they take note to follow up with their school, their principal, their parent coordinators. That's why they have joined us and they always join us. I want to recognize Dr. Beverly Fox Bryan here, Kathleen Lefevre, and also Dr. Marlene Hogarth. And so beside that leadership of the district, we have some of the leaders that are here, and they are the people that I know you connect most with. That's the team that Sasha English leads for us, and that's the family engagement team. Revelez, Sasha, Andrea, Jackie, and as you know, they are always there to support you and to be the face of the district when it's come to family issues or concern. They've been doing a great job and we hope they will continue to do so because we want to make sure that we continue to do everything in our power to address any concern one of our families may have. We know it is our role, responsibility, and duty to engage with each and every one of them and to bring some resolution to their issue. As council member, I know you will continue not only to support us, but to also keep our feet to the fire. But to do so, you also need to give us some feedback. And so that's why we will continue to have separate meetings with you from the regular monthly meeting. We want to create some additional space so we can have some intimate conversation and dialogue, so we can really support you the way you need to be supported, and in return you can also support us and let us know what is it you want to see more in your district, for your children, and for the families you represent. So that's why we always, and we will continue to come to this space with you, and because we want to make sure we are lockstep in our advocacy, in our support, in our assistance, and in everything we do to support District 75. As you know, this work is complex. I don't claim any superior mind. I don't claim any gift or talent. I just know that we are a team of people working together. What I don't know, there are many people here that do know it. I always come to you with humility, knowing that I don't know it all, knowing that there are much more you know about children and families that you will share with us to guide us toward making the best possible solution for our families. I also want to say thank you to Mr. Lawrence and Mr. Spencer. They've been great partners and great support for me and for District 75. So I want to lift them up and say thank you to you. I am forever grateful for the support you have provided, but I know I like seeing you here. That means that the work will continue. We will continue to partner, to collaborate so we can, you know, do the best work for children. This is not really just work for me. And I don't like talking about myself so much, but for me, it's more than work. I give this work everything I get, everything I have, and the best of me, but I still know that we do need to do better, right? We are not where we need to be. We need to continue pushing good instruction. We need to continue pushing access for our children, to get more work-based learning, to bring back travel training full speed, and to do everything we can do to ensure that our students have access to many, many more opportunities. And so that's why we will continue to have our different department presenting to you so you can know exactly what we're doing in terms of, let's say, work-based learning with Natalie McQueen, how we're supporting our ELs and bilingual students with the Office of LN and bilingual. What are we doing in terms of technology? What are we doing in terms of instruction, school support? What are we doing to leverage independence in our students in terms of travel training? How are we supporting their social emotional learning? What is the district doing? All that will be shared with you, and we will be happy to, you know, touch base with the two co-presidents so we can establish some ways that we can continue to share this information with you, what the district is doing at those different levels, and what else you would like us to do more based on your interaction with your parent, based on what you know about them, based on the needs that you know exist out there, so we can continue to support each and every one of our students. Just quickly, I know I only have 15 minutes. We have some really great news. We have one of our teachers at 721K, and then I know co-president Celia Green will just quickly can say the principal's name. I know they have a lot of work they've been doing together and all that. Principal
Tremblay.
Yes, exactly. And for like third year in a row. She has one of her teachers that has been nominated as a not nominated, that has been recognized as a Big Apple Award winner. And he is, Christina Fodi was there representing the chancellor, bringing him, a plaque and all kind of recognition. And so now he will be interviewed by a newspaper because it's such a big, it's such a big thing. I mean, we have a lot of teachers across the city of New York. And I would say for the past 4 years, District 75 has had Big Apple winners. I think that says something about the quality of our staff and how they engage children, because their talent, their pedagogy, their skill, their knowledge are recognized throughout the system, throughout the city of New York. So I think that really says something about what we're doing there and what we need to do better. Chapter 683, that's our second week and it's going well. We ask for feedback. If there is anything we need to adjust to refine, we always there to do so and support our schools. District 75 have received their budget, and principal are fully now invested to make the decision they have to make to prepare for the next school year. They've met with the district budget team under the leadership of Shona Gibson, who's been really a great partner in this work with her team. So the work continue unabated, whether it's summer, winter, fall. We are never closed, as you know, and we continue to really push the work forward and find ways to improve upon it. Summarizing is also, the second week is much better than the first week. The first week we were having some issues with some CBOs that weren't ready to start, but Shona has contacted those CBOs and everything has worked out. There were some issues with transportation that has been resolved as well. If you know of anything, please reach out to Shona, reach out to our team, and we will do whatever in our power to ensure we address them immediately. We will be holding, as expected and as directed by the Chancellor's team, some superintendent listening and learning tour, which is for me and my team to go and meet with the community and to hear feedback from them, what they're expecting to see, and also what they want the district to do. So those two, you will learn more about them as soon as we schedule them. Some will be taking place during the summer. Others will take place in September. As you know, other superintendents only need to do one. And District 75, we have to do more because we want to make sure we don't just have one in Manhattan and parents have to travel from Staten Island, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, and come only there. So what we will do, we will try to go in different places to facilitate the process and to support transportation there and give people greater access to us. And so we will be sharing those dates with you as soon as we select them. We are also planning with you our back to school events. And I know Sasha is here. She will be sharing a little bit more where we are. We know we had created this document for the whole team, for all of us. So she will revisit that with you again. Another very nice event we are planning, and we did share that with the council, is Turning 5 welcoming event. We feel that when a parent is bringing their young one, 5 years old, into a community that they don't know yet, the least we can do is welcoming them to the community, create some system and structure so they can ask questions, they can engage with the people that gonna take care of their little one. And so we want to make sure we are there, we are meet with them to kind of lower their anxiety. I'm a dad myself. I remember when I had to drop my daughter out of school, very young. I didn't know the staff. I didn't know the people. I dropped her crying and I just turned my back because she had to stay there. I can't really, I think we all can appreciate what a parent would be going through when they are bringing their young one, they are turning 5 to District 75. We want to make sure we do as much as we can do to make it a smooth transition for them and to support them and to provide them with as much information as possible. Sorry, last item is I will pass it on to Sasha just to tell you a little bit more about the work we are doing with NISCA account and where we are right now and how much of your support we still need. Sasha? Okay, if Sasha is not available or just step away from her computer, I'm gonna just tell you that we've been working with parent coordinators. We share.
Mr. Lusant, I'm sorry, I wasn't able to unmute myself, so now I'm able to unmute.
Okay, go ahead. So you have 2 items. You have the back to school event to, you know, revisit quickly. And...
Sure, it'll just take 2 minutes.
Okay.
Good evening, council members, parents. Pleasure to be with you this evening. I know a number of you have already committed to being a part of our planning committees for the back to school events, but for the sake of the parents who are here this evening, we will be hosting borough-wide back to school events for students and families mid-September, probably through early October. We will be sharing the save the date flyers, hopefully before the end of the Chapter 683 program and throughout the weeks that follow. Through Remind and all other platforms. So we're working in collaboration with the council to plan these events to make them very student and parent focused. I think it will be incredible success. We have a great team. So I think we will be able to provide families, students with book bags, incredible resources, just all the tools that they would need to start the school year. If you think of curriculum, if you think of health, we intend to bring all these pieces to the table so that families have a fun-filled, enriching day. So again, look for that information. Also moving quickly on to the District 75 NICSA campaign. As you know, the Department of Education is moving closely and has actually used NICSA to share quite a bit of information that families must access: student report cards, busing information, So it is incredibly important that families have access and know how to access their students' NICSA account. Currently, we are at 48% of our students and families who are have full access or have accessed their NICSA account. Our goal is to get to 100% before the end of the Chapter 683 program, which is August 12th. So we are working in conjunction with principals, site directors, unit coordinators, parent coordinators. Certainly we have shared the flyer with the council, but we certainly appreciate the council's help with sharing that information, with getting families excited and sharing the importance of initially logging on to their NICSA account to see what's there. So we're tracking this information week by week. And like I said before, the superintendent expects that every parent should have at least logged on to their NICSA account at least once before the end of Chapter 683. So we welcome the council's suggestions, ideas, and we will keep you updated on the percentage of parents that have accessed the account by the end of Chapter 683. Superintendent Louison?
I think that's all we have to share right now. I know the council knows how to reach out to us. We have always been responsive to your need. Again, I want to congratulate all the elected members. Let's continue to work together. Look, I know I am not perfect. I know I need to grow and improve in so many different ways. We are asking for your patience, for your support, for your understanding, because after all, this is about children. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's not about the member of our team. We all are committed to making sure we continue to do our utmost to support each and every child in District 75. And I am so happy to partner with you in this work. So thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent Louison. As always, thank you. And we're gonna try to move on to public comment. We thank everybody who stayed here for staying with us. And I am sorry it's run so far over time. We're gonna work on, on getting that time together moving forward. But thank you for staying on. I'm gonna ask at this time if any member of the public has public comment. Because of the late time, it's gonna be, everyone is allotted 1 minute apiece. So if you can raise your hand, and if you're on the phone, I believe it's *9 to let us know to raise your hand. Members of the general public. Does anyone from the general public have comment or a question or anything that the council can help you with? Okay, hearing none, I am going to go to one of the things we skipped, which is Christina Fode's office. Is there someone on the call from Ms. Fode's office that wishes to speak on behalf of Division for Specialized Instruction and School Supports?
I was talking to Christina late today. I am sure something must have happened to prevent them or a member of her team to join. But one thing I know they are really doing is really expanding, and also in District 75, the SEED program, just to include more school. I am sure next time a member of a team will be joining, but I know they have many initiatives that I am sure they will be happy to share with you. But that one good thing I would like to share. I also will tell you that she continues to hold our feet to the fire to ensure that we keep the chancellor's priorities in the forefront. She is working with us to ensure that we develop our literacy vision, the work that Shirley, Adam, and their respective team are supporting. Very big also in our work on CTE, looking at our students with emotional disabilities, what we are doing to support this group of students. Also looking at every other way to bring some efficiency and effectiveness to the district, making sure we are responsive to parent concern, and that we are also bringing in the community into the district. That is, how are we expanding access for our students? As you know, she really support the Project Search program we have in District 75. And many of our children now have been hired, and with full work package, including insurance and vacation and all that, which is really a good thing. This is in alignment with one of the chancellor's pillars, which really asks that every district develop better relationship with their community, with the business community, so we can give students access to more resources. One of our schools will be participating in a central initiative, which is work apprenticeship, so our students can be trained, and after the training, there will be more work opportunity for them. We want to continue to offer student option. Those that can go to college, we will absolutely support them in that path. Those that can seek a career, that's what we will do as well. And that's the work that Christina has been supporting with her team. And but I am sure next meeting they will be there themselves to engage with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent. All right, we have one item on the agenda marked announcements, good and welfare. Mr. Lawrence and Mr. Spencer, did you have anything in mind for that specific topic?
Thank you, Co-Chair Green. Yeah, this just, we like to end the meeting on a good note. This is a chance for the community to let the rest of the D75 community, just what's going on in their neighborhoods and what's working. That's what that's there for. Thank you, Co-Chair Green.
Ms. Green?
Yes, yes.
I'm sorry, I'm not able to raise my hand. I just wanted to say something.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay, I just wanted to mention that the Safety Committee recently had a meeting, and we had a presenter from the New York City Fire Department, and she was able to give us information that I think was very beneficial and could possibly save lives. And one piece of that was regarding smoke detectors, free smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. And I just wanted to put the link into the chat so everyone would have that available to them. Also, the outreach committee was able to record and post it to the YouTube channel. So I would like that to be noted as well. So I will put that in there. And if at your leisure, just take your time and view it. There's information in there that I think would be helpful. Hopefully we would never have to use it, but we never know. So I'm going to just send the information regarding the the smoke detectors in the chat. And then the link to the YouTube channel. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Husbands. And I actually got to attend that towards the end, but I did get to attend. And there was some really, really good information. And hopefully we can get the presenter to come out again, because I think if we could get a larger audience, it would be great. Just because I think everyone in 75 needs to know that information. It's crucial. It's absolutely crucial. Mrs. Siju, your hand is up.
I just wanted to remind you, Superintendent Green, about the pandemic EBT and the distribution, so you can make an announcement. The distribution for the summer of 2021, the 375. If you would elaborate for parents so they know, those who haven't received the funds that they got. I'm sorry, or their options that they have. We can provide if they email the council.
Okay. Thank you, Councilmember Siju. Councilmember Lawrence, I see your hand.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for allowing me to lead the council last year. For those who have worked community service with me, Constant, Miss Jewett, Mr. Spencer, and all of you. There will be a blood outreach that will be happening. I will share that information with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Mr. Spencer.
Yeah, I just want to publicly, my running mate, I want to echo Mr. Lawrence's gratitude for having a chance to lead this council. It was an honor and a pleasure. I wish the new executive board all the luck and all the best blessings in the world. Blessings is my favorite word as you lead this council on. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. I just want to state that publicly, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Spencer, and thank you, Mr. Lawrence. Does any other council member have an issue or concern? Oh, sorry. Amy, your hand is up, so go ahead, Ms. Tsai.
Yeah, I actually have one question to the Superintendent Lieutenant and another one is just an announcement. So I do have a question for Superintendent. As we approach this new school year, as every school year, we deal with issues of getting information for bus routes for students through OPT and the Nixon account. And as the yellow envelopes no longer exist, some of the families still have difficulties, as we have seen through last year and over the summer, with getting busing information. So I'm inquiring as to what will, the school-based leaders support in the families to make sure that they do get the information prior to the first day of school, and to make sure that those information are correct for the students.
Thank you, Amy, for your question or your comment, I should say. I think what we want to do is continue to engage with OPT and working with school alongside OPT to make sure they can really expedite not only that, but also streamline the process for parent. I know our team here, Sasha, Shona, they meet regularly with OPT. That's something they will definitely bring up so we can make sure we have a smooth September. I know, as you guys, we all experience, it's get a little bit painful sometimes, but we will continue to engage with them to make sure it is as pain-free as possible. And I welcome really your recommendation, Amy, and we will certainly follow up with OPT. Both Shona and Sasha are there, and they will absolutely do so.
Thank you so much. And I just want to, Co-President Ms. Green, just wanted to announce to our community that this Sunday, July 17th, in-person live, 12 to 4 p.m. As this is the July Disability Pride Month, the New York City Mayor's Office of People with Disabilities co-partner with our Public Advocate's Office, Jamali Williams, and the Protect Access for All partners and multiple other sponsors will be hosting a live event for a festival. So they are coming back in person. This is their annual. So I just wanted to announce if anybody's interested to come out to Central Park, and they will be hosting the event with all sorts of performers and live music and additional like presentation exhibitors. That's all I want. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Co-President Ming Tsai. Okay, I see two other hands. I see Mr. Lawrence's hand still up and Ms. Angel's hand. So go ahead, Mr. Lawrence.
No, I think that's a mistake. I put it down.
From before? Okay. Thank you, Ms. Lawrence. All right, Ms. Angel, go ahead.
Yes, just wanted to know if we can go ahead and finalize the outreach committee since it's the only one left that we did move to the end of this meeting.
Okay, 1 second. All right, so
I nominated myself for chair, and I know Mr. Lawrence nominated himself and Mr. Spencer. So I don't know what they would like to do. I would still like to be chair of the committee. I'm fine.
Ms. Green, I'm gonna make it easy for you. She could keep it because, you know, I'm not computer savvy. So she got it. Thank
you. Okay. All right. Well, that was easy enough.
And just for the record, Co-Chair Green, I can't commit at this time. So if you have to make a decision tonight, then I would say leave Kristie Angel as outreach chair. Thank you for that consideration.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. All right. Ms. Angel, you are the head of the outreach committee, continuing head of the outreach committee.
Thank you.
So,
last quick question. Are we going to make a chair for the committee that Mr. Spencer has put in the nominating? Because that would be the only one left without a person to chair it.
I think because he suggested it, I'd like to have him chair it.
Agree. Yep, I agree with that.
If he, you know, because I think that's a passion of his. I don't want to speak for you, Mr. Spencer, but I'm assuming it's a passion of yours, and that's why you wanted to do it.
Thank you, Co-President Green. Yes, it is. And thank you, Treasurer Kristie Angel. Thank you for that, for reading my mind and beating me to the punch. I humbly accept the chair of the ad hoc committee for election communication with your grace, Co-Chair Green and Co-Chair Tsai. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Constance, you have your hand up. Constance Asidu, go ahead.
The only thing I wanted to say is this. This is the elections committee, Mr. Spencer, that you're co-chair.
It's not, it's just a communication.
Election, it's a communication.
Yeah.
Go ahead and explain what the committee's for. Thank you.
Well, we discussed, I just want to refresh your memory, Councilmember Asidu. On the 15th was we don't handle the actual elections. And I see Mrs. Nurse Carter here from FACE. She takes more of a role with that. What I'm proposing is our council take a stronger role in terms of just mining, just preparing for a future, just taking a stronger role. We know what it takes to be on this council. Let's take a role in getting the best candidates for our council, knowing what's coming up. So just communicating that, going into the schools and saying, hey, and hopefully you guys, when you're free, I want to host some meetings in terms of, hey, get to know a council member in your borough, get to know what it takes, prepare for the elections, get the Nixon
I understand you, Mr. Spencer. I understood the initial thing. I just wanted to know if you were actually going around educating parents on the council and trying to help those who would like to sit on the council in future as to what they should prepare themselves for. Is that what your committee is about?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'd like to assist you in it. That's why I asked, because I actually sat on the mayor's task force to set up the CEC elections for last.
You and I will be in touch. Thank you, Council Member CDU. I appreciate the assistance. Thank you so much. Co-Chair Green, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much to everyone. Thank you to the public. Thank you to all the council members. Thank you to all the D75 staff who have bared with us to the bitter end. It's been a long night. But thank you for your continued support. And I am going to ask at this time if there are no other items. Hope there are not. There are no other items. If I can get a motion by a council member to
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Ms. Jewett. And I already see Ms. Asidu's hand up. Are you seconding?
Sorry, second.
Thank you. So it was motioned by Patricia Jewett and seconded by Constance Asidu. And if there are no objections and no abstentions, seeing none, the motion passed. This meeting has come to its conclusion at 9:53 p.m. Thank you, everyone, and we will be speaking